All right, it is Tuesday night in Tooney Town, and that can only mean one thing. It is time for the fastest rising pro wrestling live stream podcast on the internet today. It is time for Tooney Talk Wrestling. Folks, my name is Marvin, and I am the Movie Monster. And you just saw a commercial for our new t-shirt, which, by the way, we have extended that promotion through the 15th because there was an issue with our, with our distributing partner. People weren't able to get their orders in through the code that we had or something like that. So the issues have been fixed, though, and you can get the shirt now. But guys, we've got a lot to talk about. There's so much going on in the world of wrestling. I mean, we suffered through a epically long AEW pay-per-view on Sunday, and suffer was the key word because it was maybe the worst wrestling show I've ever seen in my life. But you know who didn't suffer through the entire thing? You just got in that escape pod and just jettisoned yourself out, huh?
I did, yes. I was like President Scrooge, jumping in the first pod I could get into.
Abandoned ship. There'll be no saving the princess this time, Atu.
But I did watch it though. I sat in my recliner, and while Duke slept, I watched it from my computer while playing Avowed, and was like, "What am I watching? Why is this still going on?"
Why are you playing Avowed?
Because I got it, and every AAA game I've purchased for the last 2 years has been a dud, except for Final Fantasy. So until I can find something else to finish this, it's good. It's okay enough that I'm slightly interested in the story. So until it gets really dumb, I'll just keep chugging along until something better comes out.
I just replayed God of War and then God of War Ragnarok. So I really enjoy those games, and now I think I'm going to start on Spider-Man. Though tomorrow night we will be playing more Arkham Asylum on the Tooneytown TV channel, and then I believe Friday night, and it's probably going to be on Tooneytown TV. We are going to try to do the final AEW Fight Forever game stream that I had promised everybody. Maybe I'll try to find a way to stream it to this channel because I had connected Tooneytown TV to my PlayStation, but I could probably switch it up. So, but anyway, we were just talking about our shirts and the issue that we had, with the order form, with our distributing partner, and probably the person that's our go-between with the distributing partner. Awful, just bang up job on that QR code.
Thank you, sir.
No, I kid. Guys, you can get your shirts now. Awful has worked it out with our distributing partner. So he's my point man on this. So he's been running point on this, and the shirt was designed by Awful and Dis. So it is a labor of love from
and more on the way. So that's awesome.
Yes, we do have more designs on the way, including a couple of exclusives from Travis Heckel, which I'm very excited about. We'll probably put those up as like a limited edition thing. So Dis is not here tonight, but who is here tonight is AEW Neckbeard is saying that Marv is the cream filling in the Oreo cookie tonight. And that is correct. Technically, since I'm orange, it's kind of we're a Halloween Oreo.
Yeah, how about that?
With the orange filling. So, but yes, thank you, producer Neckbeard, the wise man of this podcast, who there is no show without. We love you, AEW Neckbeard, and make sure you guys are following him over there on the X because he is one of the best follows you can have. And big congratulations to our friend But Y Alyssa, who's been on the show before, because she has recently hit 10,000 X subscribers, and that is a huge feat. Also, I'm super happy to see today the return of AEW botches on X.
I know. I might as well just pack it up, huh?
Yeah, you're done. I don't who needs you anymore? I'm not trying to get him on the show. No, I shared a if he's a black guy, you're done.
Yeah, for real.
He could check the box. So I shared the Lion King. The king has returned. So because he is the best of the best. But speaking of what's the best of the best is you guys, because you are sending in your super chats currently. As you guys know, this show is made for you and funded by you. I've pretty much given up on trying to monetize these streams as far as ad revenue goes. So all the money that we make from the streams comes from you guys and your generous super chats. You know, at the end of the day, trying to bank on the ad revenue, it's very stressful, because eventually Awful is going to drop an F-bomb, or we're going to play some clip that
it'll be
somebody
Kev before
like.
me.
No, it's definitely always you. Kev's a professional. He can hold it together. Well,
until an AEW pay-per-view comes along.
Yeah. Feet don't fail me now.
Yeah, couldn't get out of there fast enough.
I had extenuating circumstances.
Yeah,
I wasn't even supposed to be
a terrible
on.
video game. No, you were Dante from Clark's. I'm not even supposed to be here today. All right, so Colin Taylor for $20 says Chelsea Green's Secret Hervis is the parody of JBL's cabinet I didn't know that we need. It's so preposterous, it's almost believable. Yes, I love everything Chelsea Green does. With the exception of like having sex with Matt Cardona. Just saying that's not a thing that I would want to do.
Okay.
But
that's
I enjoy seeing everything else that she does other than that. I don't need to see that in my daily life. But yes, thank you, Colin Taylor, and welcome back. And we are glad to have you back, buddy. All right, Tyler Golosinski, Kev, I think I need you for this because he's requesting the Paul Bearer voice.
Hold on. Oh, praise Big Papa Bear Kevin Apollo. I like the tweet of mine. What? Oh, sorry.
Because you like the tweet of his.
Oh, yeah, got it. Oh, praise be Papa Bear, Kevin Apollo. Like the tweet of mine. First, I got Mistress Triss to accept my follow. Now I have a like from the Lord of Bears. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Your mother was a trollop.
Undertaker. No, I'm impressed that he got a follow approval from Trish.
Yeah,
because it's not easy to get.
No,
she keeps
good job, brother.
She keeps that X account locked down. Well done. Just badger her until you get in there, guys. Let's see. Well, maybe don't do that. Regina Sharp for $10 says, man, I gotta get my brakes fixed. Anyone know a mechanic that can do repairs on a Glom Cruiser? Oh man. Tyler Golosinski for $4.99 says, one day closer till I get my Tooney Town t-shirt with my monster in chief on the front. And yes, I love my monster more than Jacob loves Solo. I'm glad to hear that. Tyler Golosinski also for $4.99 says, haven't finished rewatching AEW Revolution. Why would you rewatch it?
Yeah.
I never want to see it again. But it seems they are following in the WCW blueprint, good matches in the beginning and worse as the show goes on. I would say that's probably it. Yeah, because I mean the show got progressively worse until you got to the end.
Sorry,
what?
I had a thought on how to explain it, but because I was going to defend it a little bit, but it is what it is. That show was just terrible.
Yeah,
and I didn't even see the first 17 matches.
CWJ 128 for 5 says, hello all. Has an AEW proven VKM correct in terms of making a long-term wrestling business successful? Well, I mean, how would they have proven Vince correct? Just by not being successful.
Yeah,
but he's doing everything that Vince did now behind the scenes.
No, he's doing all the worst stuff that Vince did.
Doing the bad stuff that Vince did, not even good stuff.
Yeah, he's doing all the bad Vinceisms. Well, not all the bad Vince things. I still think he can't get a woman to touch him, but other than that,
Mercedes.
John Williams 499 says, Dave, you want to know something? I think she might be.
Hey, she talked about wanting to run a wrestling company in the near future.
Would you seriously put it past her to like gold dig her way in there? I wouldn't.
Easy access. I can see the marriage picture now. I can see the wedding photo now.
Yeah, and she would make the point that prenuptial agreements are for cowards. He would cave. Oh, see, that's the thing. He'd cave, but I think Shad would have a John Cena Senior protection over that money. Yeah, didn't you say John Cena Senior was? Yeah. What did John Cena Senior do? Like he made sure his son's money was protected.
He locked that. His son's money down tighter than Fort Knox. It was Fort Knox inside of Fort Knox fired into space. He's like, no, you don't.
Cena was married before.
Yes. He's like, no, you don't. Do you want to go for that divorce?
Cena learned his lesson.
Yep. They went in that courtroom. That judge was like, I got nothing for you. I don't even know why you're here.
John Williams 499 says Dave Meltzer says, the best part of the live stream was when the rapper wasn't there. I guess he means you. But John Williams 199 says, yeah, we saw on Raw that Dis was arrested. And like Shady ones for $2 says, yeah, Dis got arrested on Raw last night. Free heel Dis. Yes, free Dis. CWJ 128 for $2 says NXT show will do 2 times the attendance of Wednesday's Dynamite. Well, I mean, probably with ease.
They're at the theater tonight in Madison Square Garden. Sorry.
They're in WCW territory tonight.
WCW wrestling. John Williams 499 says from Mercedes, like, listen, you orange freak, why didn't you have a video praising me? Did you know I ate a beagle? That's breaking news. Wait, she ate a beagle? I would put it past her. What did she go to?
I hope you meant bagel, John.
Yeah, I hope she didn't eat a beagle. I don't know what Chinese restaurants she's eating at in Boston.
Oh. Demonetization in 5.
You would give me up for $2. I'm shocked Tony didn't OD on Sunday. Yeah, I mean, we saw him at the press scrum, and he looked tweaked out of his mind. I think he might have blinked twice, and that was intentionally, like somebody was like, Tony, blink. John Williams for 499 says, not having $3 X
relations.
Oh, okay. Not having relations with Matt. That was what somebody who wanted to have relations with Matt would say. Uncultured Barbarian for $5. Says, at this rate, I don't think that Glum Gold could save AEW. I went from supporting it to ignoring it rather quickly. Regina Sharp for $5 says, but Marv, she's so mean. Oh, come on. Who here has never married a mean woman before? I mean, my first wife was mean.
So
Kevin's like, I know, man. You marry a mean one first, guys, and then you figure it out.
No, you try not to do that either.
You try not to do it.
Just find a good one.
Yeah. Don't put a ring on somebody you hate.
However, you are dancing in that Latina lake of fire sometimes.
Oh, yeah, especially if it's that.
Un fuego.
Lisa B says, I'm still shocked about the ex-wife. I'm like, why? You think I didn't have a life before you, Lisa? You think I didn't make mistakes in my time? John Williams from 499 says, someone mentioned meeting Cena Senior after Cena proposed to Mean Bella and congratulated him only for Cena Senior to say he ain't marrying her. I could totally see that happening.
Oh, God.
You're going to propose to her. I'm going to what?
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry.
I didn't see too much of the John Cena on that whole show with him. What was it? Total Bellas?
Total Divas.
Total Divas? Okay, yeah, Total Divas. So, like, I saw a clip of John Cena, and boy, was he a dick to Miss Bella.
Oh, my gosh. No, he was like, that's what everyone's saying. Like, heel Cena is just going to be Total Bella's Cena.
Wow. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. It's just like, wait a minute, you cooked in my kitchen? Why would you do that? Is this thing you're going to keep trying to do?
John Cena is me without a filter. That's like John Cena.
then, like,
John Cena embodies all married men's thoughts, but he's just like, I'm just gonna say it.
I did this twice already. I got nothing
Right.
left to lose.
Exactly. Like, you know what? F it. I was about to say it, but yeah, F it. I'm gonna just, speak my piece.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, look, John Cena with the rules in his house. There's an episode, I believe, where like Daniel Bryan and Bree move in. And it's like, you know what? We'll do as much of this as we can. I don't think we can do much of it, but let's have a look. See.
Vlad, do you want to talk about the rules?
Yeah, so
I knew it was too good to be true. Let's hear what can't we do at La Casa de Cena?
Oh, she was sick of him.
especially because I hammered you guys with the rules before. Living with you guys for the first time, you want to continue your way of life the way it is.
I'm sorry.
Because I was certain.
Is that Mama Bella over there on the side?
Yeah.
This is
Wait,
all
did
still new to me.
Laurinaitis move in too, or was she not married to him yet?
All right, John, listen, bud. You're a soldier, and you're coming out fighting. You're storming over troops like thunder and lightning. So you got to do this one extra thing for me, bud. You got to move in Johnny Ace too.
Remember, I made you a star, young man.
That's right.
Guest room, 3rd floor.
Oh, Bree has had enough. Look at Bree's face.
Yeah, I
Get a little
know.
window
I'm certainly very proud of it. I built it from the ground up.
Looks like
So I
Daniel
wanted
Bryan's
to-
had enough too.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's a
314
slovenly
meat.
hippie. Yeah. That should. I hope. Please tell me that's one of the rules. You have to eat meat. If you're here, you have to eat meat and cheese that's actually cheese.
Your belt must be leather.
Not only show it to you guys and welcome you in, but have it keep its integrity. This happened with Nicole and I. We began to see each other, and I was like, "Well, this is how it's going to be."
Well,
Nicole.
Wait, who are these people?
Flashbacks. That's the Bella's brother.
Oh, okay. All right, so they're all moving in.
He put the whole
Time you get to know people. Yeah, this place is a very different.
You said
Like
it first.
home.
It
It's a
feels
family.
like home. So walking in with your shoes on, that's okay. And so is spilling a drink. And the reason that I wanted to do
Look at Bree. She's got her hand on Daniel Bryan like, it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. We can get through it.
formal dinner in the first place is because my family rarely gets together. So it's not something I'm used to. We don't have
First
to be at
person
a
to yell
dinner
rip
to
has
dress
to
up.
speak in the guest house.
Yeah, are they purposely not showing Johnny Ace?
He was on camera for a second.
We all just have a way of gravitating towards each other. And I think the most important thing is our togetherness and happiness. You're all
Yes, so he forces them to have a formal dinner once a week.
Oh my God. My mind is blown. I've not seen one episode of this show, and I'm like, is this a put
think I
on?
might have to
Why is
start- I
Daniel
think I-
Bryan looking like this?
I might have to watch this show because
Yeah, seriously.
just
We should
for
do a
Cena.
watch along.
I will say the only thing that makes me sad about Vince being gone is we don't get the extracurricular WWE projects. Like, there's no more reality shows. I enjoy
Yeah.
Ms. and Mrs., but I'm like, you need stuff like this because he just extended the character shelf lives and put them in a different venue. It's like I want to see John Cena tell people that they can't poop in his toilet.
respectful without anybody doing this over your head sans a few spilled drinks. So
It's trying to take away the OCD.
here's to no rules.
Different than Tampa.
No rules.
I think that deserves a hip hip parade. Hip hip parade. Hip hip.
Oh, look at John Cena's like, oh, why is this woman touching me?
Uh,
He hates her so much.
yeah, I don't think he
The best
ever
part of the
liked her.
show- The best part of the show is him calling her stupid every chance he gets.
What?
Every chance.
Every
he
chance
gets.
he gets.
Are you guys
He-
serious?
He doesn't say you're
He is-
stupid. He just finds a way to address her stupidity and make it known that he knows that she's stupid.
Oh, that's okay. That's all right. That's
One of my favorites being, the failings of the public school system, and he just rolls his eyes at her in disgust.
Well, I liked when he tries to get Daniel Bryan to like throw his dog away because the dog bites him.
Jesus.
Like, that's who John Cena is. He's the guy that will try to tell you to throw your dog in the garbage because it bit him.
You guys have seen more than I have. Is this a put on?
Oh, it's all reality shows or work.
Well,
I remember
it's yeah.
I remember being at wrestling school, and my trainer got a phone call from Brian Knobs. This was an entire 8 months before they even announced that Hogan Knows Best was a thing. And he's like, yeah, they had us do the gimmick with the GPS tracker, and then Hulk wasn't upset with the take, so we had to do it like 4 or 5 times. It was like, oh, okay, well, nice to know that reality TV is also a work through and through.
Did anyone doubt that? I mean, I think though that the John Cena that we see in Total Bellas is closer to real John Cena than hustle, loyalty, respect is. John Cena.
That's what
like I've seen him do. Like I've seen him do interviews, and like I've seen him talk on like Tough Enough and stuff like that. And it sounds more like that John Cena that talks in a very matter of fact, very business-like fashion.
Right.
And, you know, yeah. It's that's. By the way, like, so they've confirmed pretty much that Cena will be on Raw next week. Thank God, because
he's
we officially pushed the bounds of how long we could go without hearing from him after this heel turn before it started to cool down. Like when he wasn't on Raw last night, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
They were.
You really expected him to be there on Raw last night? It was Madison Square Garden, though.
Yeah, it was MSG. That's why I thought he'd be there.
Yeah,
one last time at Madison Square Garden, unless they're going to be there again before the end of the year. But I don't know.
Probably
they usually go around
SummerSlam.
Christmas time.
Oh, okay. Listen to Kev.
Well, you know what's I found it interesting because they were talking about the fact that this is only the 15th televised event from Madison Square Garden. And I was like, I feel like there should have been like weekly TV, like Monday Night Raw. I feel like there should have been more.
Well, when Raw started,
Marv.
What?
Go ahead, Kev. Go ahead.
When Raw started, that's when Vince was feuding with New York. He had a blood feud with the Athletic Commission, and in response, he said, "Well, I won't come to New York." And then he got what was her name? The female governor of Jersey, Christine Todd
Whitman.
Yeah, Whitman. He got Whitman to gut the New Jersey Athletic Commission.
Unforgettable.
And they ran Continental like it was going out of style.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, that was my first wrestling show was Continental Airlines Arena, which I don't think it's even called that anymore. I don't know what it's called now, but I'm trying to find.
I'm sorry, Marv. You had mentioned a stat earlier. 15 times televised in Madison Square Garden. Is that what you said?
That was what they said last night on Raw. Yeah.
Oh, and you got to remember too. Right after that happens, the business goes down. So that people don't realize that they were doing Raws out of high schools for a while. So it's not.
I remember that
they couldn't go to MSG because there was going to be no way they were going to fill it up, and they don't.
They couldn't do back body drops because they'd hit the lights.
So they take their ability to sell at MSG very very seriously. And then the reason they don't go now is because it's too small for them.
Yeah, it does make sense. I mean, you never get a WrestleMania there again, as much as a lot of people do want that. I just think that Cody Raheem Rhodes needs to do something in the next week. That's instead of just cut a promo on John Cena. He's Wakanda's leader. Wait, is that real? Is that real? Did he actually? There's no way that he actually responded to that and did hashtag melanin in my soul.
I don't know. I mean,
what?
He's Cuban.
What are you talking?
He's Cuban. He's part Cuban. He can get away with it.
Can he get away with it, Kev? How dare you?
You be Afro-Cuban.
Okay, all right. You got me there. Touche.
Afro-Cuban?
There's actually a thing.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, it's pretty much what happened was the ones who could swim when they escaped made it to the islands. They made it to Cuba,
dude.
Haiti, and Puerto
Let's just
Rico,
face it.
and the Virgin
There
Islands.
are no pure whites and there are no pure blacks. We're all a mixture of something. We've only been here for what, 3 million goddamn years. I mean,
everybody else got dropped off in South Carolina.
Yeah, leftovers, the scrapes of the pan.
Oh my gosh! All right, I'm trying to
Rough
find
rails.
the. You know what I'm talking about when I say Cody Raheem Rhodes, right?
No,
Awful.
please inform me because I thought that was a hilarious joke.
You never heard that song?
I've heard. I think, is it the one I'm thinking of?
Probably.
In his soul.
In his soul.
Cody Rhodes.
Doing it for the
Yes,
culture,
indeed.
my G.
You marry one black woman, and all of a sudden, you know everything about the diaspora.
Well, he also ended racism with his magic baby. So
That's right. Cody had the
Right.
first.
That's
Cody had the first multiracial baby in history, and ended ended
so
racism.
I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know what Kev's babies are, but they're clearly no. Duke, Duke was born recently, so he can be mixed race. But the other two, they're one or the other. You got to pick one.
Well, Jovi has
Liberty Rhodes.
Oh,
Liberty
my
Rhodes
God.
is the first one.
I wanted to
The
know
first
because we were
one.
watching Tyler Perry movie, so I think she chose.
Hold on.
Liberty Rose was at the
They don't-
inauguration.
They never actually curse in that song, right?
No, there's no cursing.
All right. Okay. So here we go. I just because people are probably wondering what this is who haven't heard it. So
Please.
yes. All right. Here we go.
Wrestled has more than one black champion.
The pictures are the best. This picture is my favorite one.
This is the best.
Wait, why is Edge there too?
Oh, because Edge got black cred for a little bit during
Oh,
the
did
2000s. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God.
There's now and then in the soul, Negro icon Cody Rhodes, doing it for the
Should have done the February.
We'll blast it down, Cody's there, and he knows how to prepare. But then he puts his kid in regularly. It's Cody Rhodes. His father sound.
This is the best part.
Where Cody starts racing the man, Wakanda's leader.
Wakanda's leader.
The Wakanda's leader part is my absolute favorite.
Listen. Listen. I don't know. Listen, just good night, folks. That's the show. I guess.
Oh,
Have you never heard that before?
I need a reminding. God damn, see. Listen, folks, anybody saying that, like, there's no comedy to be mined in professional wrestling have got it all wrong, dude. Oh, my God.
Oh, man, I'm choking.
And it was some skinny white 14-year-old that did that whole thing.
100%.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
that's what makes it half as funny.
It sounds like there
Came up
was a
with-
few of them.
Right. Exactly.
The best is the clips of Dusty and Sapphire with the blacker the berry, the sweeter is the juice.
Yeah.
His father said, "That's
Cody
brilliant."
at the Selma March is just absolutely ridiculous.
Amazing. He's got that face like he's just looking for someone to try him.
I thought they were going to show him pointing towards the FBI agent on that fateful day.
Oh.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, look it up, people. I cannot put it on this particular.
I explained the thing to my wife about, like, because I said something about his baby ending racism, and she was like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, "Okay, so you have to understand that when Cody was in AEW, he was a very different Cody." And yeah, when Cody was allowed to say whatever Cody has benefited greatly from the filter that is Triple H.
Yeah.
You want to say what?
And
it's good on Cody, though. This is good, though, because you know what? He's leaned into it. And this is what a lot of wrestlers should really kind of do. Just lean into the funny.
But it's that, like, my question is that tweet that was in that thing, like, did Cody actually, like, see that and mark out for it? Because
you can't believe that. I'm sure he fell over his chair just like we did. That was hilarious. I'm sure he
laughed at it, but I'm saying to publicly like embrace it like that. I was like,
yes, and that's what I mean. And that's what I mean by leaning into it, because you know what it does? It kind of takes the sting. It kind of I'm looking for a better word, but it just takes the sting out of the entire, like, oh, somebody's being racist. It kind of insulates that person who tweeted that particular thing from the accusation of racism, and it's all just in good fun. We know how the internet works, guys. We're old enough to know.
Yeah, and yes, chat. Dustin did also marry a black woman.
Well, because he did, like Tyler said here, after Terry, who knows, guys? It's what I told you. You marry a mean one first. You know,
I think he did Terry wrong. Who knows?
Oh, you think he was the wrong party in that one? I don't know. With the fact that he stopped talking to his father because of her, I was like, I always just kind of assumed she was the heel.
Yeah, Dusty was never happy with that wedding. Dusty was not happy with that union. He felt that she was a gold digger.
Gold digger. That's why they didn't talk.
What kind of gold did Dustin have at that time?
It's that Dusty gold.
That's right, gold dust. How about that? Okay.
She wants my inheritance, baby.
Have Cody tell it he was working for hot dogs at local indie shows, though. I mean,
it looked like there was going to be an inheritance back then.
It's only a Rolex now.
Yeah, not even the real one.
Right.
By the way, Michael Cole completely dropped the ball on that one because he was like, "Oh, Cena's got brass knuckles." I'm like, "No, you idiot!
Yeah.
It's that Dusty Rolex."
Dusty's Rolex.
Yeah, he's pummeling him with his father's watch.
You would think that Michael Cole would have waited. Like, what's he got in his hand?
Well, you know,
at least something like that.
That's the benefit of having Vince, because Vince is so detail oriented. Vince would be like, "He's wearing Dusty's watch."
Yeah.
And then they would have gotten the call. Unless you're Jim Ross, because Jim Ross sees everything.
Oh, yes. Jim Ross sees and knows all.
He knows what you're going to do before you do it. Ah, son of a bitch. Look at that. He's looking at Cody's wrist. I was. I guess I am now.
Well, we learned what happens when you don't have production meetings. We saw it at the AEW pay-per-view. You let a bunch of actors, you let two bubble-headed actresses go out there and completely expose the wrestling.
Bubble-headed.
And I felt bad for Camille trying to explain this away, but dude, I pointed out on Twitter, because my trainer was a guy. He was a jobber for WCW, WWE, ECW. Had a great relationship with legends. So anytime a celebrity or musician or even an athlete wanted to come in and do something, he was trusted to get them ready for whatever wrestling related thing they were going to do. I think the one that I was there for was when Lennox Lewis came through to do something. And at the end of it, again, little hole in the wall, Northeast Indy, when it came to talk about wrestling, sat down and said, okay, this is how you talk about it with the media so that you don't expose anything you learned and you want to be as respectful as possible because fans will eat you alive. That was an actual conversation. Wow. So, like, you think Lennox Lewis needed media training? No.
Yeah.
But did he need training on how to talk about wrestling when you got asked questions about it? Yeah. So you jump into this movie and you get these two bubbleheads. I get it. I know. I get it. If you watch the movie, like Camille said, the crux of her message was supposed to be the wrestler's confidence says that they know they're going to win the match before they go out there and do it. But we don't live in a world of what she meant to say. She said what she said. And this is what happens when you don't take the 32 seconds needed to prep for a live broadcast. 6 years in.
You know what the problem was, Kev, is that you're exactly right. But I actually watched this because this happened right after the steel cage match between Fletcher and Ospreay. So the director, I guess, he's trying to throw it to the two actresses. They don't really seem interested in talking. But Tony Schiavone, the consummate pro, puts butts in seats. He actually gives these two ladies the mic. So I love how you guys call them bubbleheads, but I can't really blame them. They were thrown the mic right in front of their face.
Well,
they had to say something
on live TV. And she said, the one thing that I know about wrestlers is y'all know you're going to win before anyone else does. And
that's the one thing I learned.
And again,
yeah,
I get it.
I can't wait. I can't wait to see Cornette rip it to shreds. So JD said, this is what happens when you have production meetings. And Coach said, this is exactly what we said today on the Coach and Bro. Vinnie Mac or Triple H would never allow an interview of anyone in their big shows without a writer giving them the questions and answers.
Yep.
Saw one of her co-stars defending this answer online, saying she meant that she learned during the movie that you have already won, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't matter what she meant; it's what she said. And no one in the business would ever say this in front of a live crowd in the middle of the actual wrestling show. Blows my mind the details that I missed by those at the top of the game who should know better. Well, it's because Tony Khan and company don't know better.
And bro, forget about Vince McMahon. Bill Watts would have did it. Eric Bischoff would have did it.
Again, a horrible indeed. Everybody knows.
Right.
The Bill Watts would have never had them on the show in the first place.
You can't wrestle, you can't be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I fault Tony Schiavone for that. To be honest with you, I really do. I fault Tony Schiavone. Yeah. Shouldn't you be out in the back, parking cars, doing makeup?
Oh, man. All right. So we got some more super chats before we move on. Castle Helford sent in $1. Thank you very much, Castle Helford. Appreciate that. Virginia Sharp for $5 says, haven't married a mean one, though not sure that applied to me. Well, yeah, of course. Well, I mean, I guess ladies marry,
Yeah.
I'm assuming you gender.
Some of us get lucky.
Yeah.
Ryan plays for $5 Canadian says John Cena versus Cody Rhodes in a Cena House Rules match. Book it, Trip, you coward. Oh, could you imagine? They have to wear formal wear and not spill anything on the carpet. Like you're disqualified if you spill anything on the carpet, or if you throw Cena into the soiled hosiery hamper as opposed to the not soiled hosiery. That was one of the things he said to Nikki was he had two hampers in the bathroom, and one was for sweaty laundry, and the other was for regular laundry.
Oh God! But do you know how many women that I know would have followed them rules to the T? See, that's what John is. Yeah, I mean, like Nikki was a little.
So apparently, like this was not even on the show, but when you move in with John Cena, there was apparently a very, very long contract that you had to sign. Probably drafted by John Cena Sr. That it was basically like you will follow these rules. I'm sure there's an NDA in there somewhere, like much like Derek Jeter with every female he even shakes hands with.
Yep.
Sign
When you
NDA.
go on the date, you need to sign this.
The captain requests your signature. John Williams for $4.99 says, I honestly like to imagine Beep was living vicariously through Bella Vince. He probably ordered her how to kiss Cena. You got to use more tongue. Here, get out of the way. Let me show you how to do this. Tyler Galasinski for $4.99 says, nah, we assumed you were an innocent monster who was married one time with maybe a little common law marriage. How could anyone hate you, monster? Well, trust me. There's at least one person out there that does. But the feeling is very mutual. I'm pretty sure there's more than one person that hates me. I mean, the IWC is a big place, and a lot of them hate
I swear
me. Most of them.
all the Twitter trolls have talked to my ex-wife. Like, what? Where'd you get that information from?
A lot of AEW fans hate me, but or as I like to call them,
I like how it's not truly the word. It's just barely there. The end of the F. Yeah, and the beginning of the Y. I love it.
You just get a little taste. Regina Sharp for $10 says, man, poor Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson or whatever from Cena House Rules to AEW. No wonder he retired. Maybe kind of, sort of. He already announced his return while I was typing, didn't he? Probably.
When I played football, because we were trying to be better men, we agreed to not say certain words. So the workaround was find words that rhyme with the words you can't say.
I love it.
Oh. But the intention is still there.
Yes, the intention was still there, but no one said anything about the intention. It was just the word.
Right. Awesome. Kev, did you wrestle in high school?
Yes, for 1 year. Second year, I had a crazy hit pointer, and then I went and worked in a movie theater. And then, there were girls there, so
crazy blue-haired Asian girls dressed as Sailor Moon.
No, that would come way later. But I was still working in a movie theater at the time, yeah.
Oh my goodness, that's still my favorite Kevin Apollo story of all time. We've told the story on Tooney Town TV, so it's not a wrestling story, so it doesn't have a place here. But Chef Eddie for $5 says, so over under has 2 years before Dean Ambrose shows up back on WWE. I don't think he ever comes back, honestly. I think he's all in on this, and I think Triple never pay him what Tony pays him. And he's never going to take a pay cut. He's just going to keep fleecing Tony until he's dead.
Dude, listen, I said it a couple weeks ago. I think Dean Ambrose is one of the only people in that company that actually believes in AEW, and he is there for the long haul. He intends to retire there.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I mean, look, I think Mercedes will too, because I honestly, and Jericho, because they will never get paid unless Jericho decides he wants to retire, and then he'll get his Hall of Fame induction and his Legends deal. But Triple will never pay these people what he pays them, and they're not going to take a pay cut. It's, Tyler Galasinski says, due to union rules, it's more expensive to do TV. That's why it was more MSG house shows than TV. Oh, okay, that makes sense. John Williams says that same governor appeared on a pay-per-view and gave her a replica. They gave her a replica. They gave Christine Todd Whitman a replica. Didn't she do the Extreme Ban? Wasn't she the one responsible for like UFC not being allowed in New Jersey for a long time?
Yeah, that was put in they didn't really understand what mixed martial arts was. They saw the old school format where like the guys would just fight until you lost. And those were like super brutal, but like very early 90s stuff. So this stuff, it was a lot of bad data went into making some really dumb decisions. But unlike New York, New Jersey realized really quickly, no, there's money to be made, and they fixed it. The Extreme Ban, though, was more to do with backyard wrestling, because once everybody saw the thumbtacks and the tables, the idiots started running around doing it in their yard, so she just said no one could do it anyway. But it has no teeth because the Athletic Commission does not show up. Even if I could send them a picture, I could send them a live feed and say, this is what's happening right now. It's fluorescent light bulbs doused in kerosene set on fire. And if they even you'd be shocked if someone even said, oh, "Okay, thanks." They don't.
So they're waiting for a complaint.
Whoever works in the office is making a lot of money to do nothing.
Well, somebody repealed the Extreme ban, which was why UFC was allowed to go there again. But I mean, we all. I mean, did you ever watch the old tapes, the best of Backyard Wrestling? Like, it was just the worst of the worst.
Oh God!
Because who didn't watch those? My goodness, I think I saw Awful on one of those.
Dude, don't scare me.
Slicing his forehead from year to year.
I'm going. I actually did Backyard Wrestling one time. I had a ball doing it, but I thank God that it's nowhere near the internet.
John Williams for $4.99 says, "Oh, that tweet is faked because there's an X for word black people say in it." It might very well be. John Williams for $4.99 also says, "Pictures came out when Cody ended racism during AEW. Edge was there because he criticized Arizona when they didn't acknowledge MLK Day once or something like that." Oh, okay. So Edge virtue signaled. That's what the.
No, he did it in a promo.
Dial C4 for $2 says, "Is Cody going to reform the Nation of Domination?" That would be amazing if to combat The Rock, he has to bring back the Nation.
We've grown older and wiser.
He calls himself Code Rook. It'd be great if, like, they had the old Nation theme, but you could very clearly hear Cody's voice in it as well, going, "We are the Nation.
We are
of
the
domination."
We are the nation of unification.
Apparently, I was gifted a WDW Pro membership today.
Oh, you, Jonas, and Valiant. That's great. John Williams for $4.99 says, "I'm certain Tripp did because not long after this song came out, Trick invited Cody to the cookout." Oh, okay. that makes it. Mike Middleton for $2.79 Canadian says, "I'm just not comfortable with people like Cody," according to Tony Khan. John Williams for $4.99 says, Triple H on Blade 3 was impressive for being able to do his scenes in one take. They asked how he did so well, and he responded, "I perform in front of 15,000 people every week, greenhorns." I remember when they brought the cast of Blade in there, and we were convinced that Ryan Reynolds was going to eat a pedigree because Tripp jobbed to him in the movie.
Triple H had phenomenal lines that we can't say on this show.
Oh yeah, with "Mother effer, when the hell have you ever seen my dick?" All right, ready to talk about Scott Steiner a little bit?
Yes, always.
So Scott Steiner did an interview with Chris Van Vliet, and apparently it's a pretty good listen. So I have a couple clips. From it. The first one is about the Steiner math promo, and I'm fascinated by this. So let's hear what the big bad booty daddy has to say about the Steiner math promo.
Did you write out the math promo before you did it?
No, I just thought about it.
Like, spur of the moment?
Listen to me, you little freak. Like, I wish he was like in big Papa Pump mode for this, but we're getting glasses. We're getting Shoney's owner.
Shoney's owner.
Yeah.
Remember the Shoney's board.
Local business owner of Shoney's.
Local business owner stopped robbery.
Yeah.
The moment?
Oh my God! It's
I knew, like,
Steiner.
Yeah. Hold on. Okay, before we get to that, we have to show that clip. Hold on. Scott Steiner, Shoney's. Hold on. I see. Oh, there's the grand opening of Scott Steiner's Shoney's. Here it is. Scott Steiner attempted murder witness. Now, guys, just imagine you're watching the news, right? And all of a sudden this pops up.
Tonight, new details. Police say one driver chased another driver for miles in the county, all the while shooting at him with a gun. Tonight, that man is in jail, and now we're learning new details about what police thought to be a road rage incident. Dante Renzulli live at the Hardee's restaurant in Ackworth, where that violence ended. Dante.
Well, Mike, the first witness that police came across naturally assumed this had something to do with road rage because the two men involved were driving cars and having some type of argument. But now we're learning all new techniques and yelling at each other.
Well, yeah, it started down in 92, the Kroger down there, and they're shooting all the way up here. And then
they have no idea who he is.
What do you expect them to put? WCW former world, former WCW world champion.
Yeah. Like, imagine you're watching a news story about like attempted murder, and Scott Steiner pops up. Like, I mean, let me, I always assumed an attempted murder news story would feature Scott Steiner in some way, but not in this way.
It had to stop somewhere, and just unfortunately, it stopped at this corner.
I spoke to a man who owns a restaurant near the Hardee's in Ackworth, where the victim crashed his SUV.
A man.
Wait. That's more than that's more of a man than you'll ever be.
I spoke to a man who owns a restaurant near the Hardee's.
Look at his Shoney's. It's just shh. Because whatever happens in here, you don't talk about what happens in the Scott Steiner Big Papa Pump Freak Off Shoney's.
Hardee's in Ackworth, where the victim crashed his SUV trying to escape from his pursuer. Police say Parker was shot multiple times, but he's going to survive.
Everybody was just scattering. It was pretty freaky, but it's a once in a lifetime thing. This is a pretty mellow place around here. So.
It's a pretty mellow place, but it's a freak show. All right, I think that's all the Scott Steiner that we get in this one. All right.
Puffy doesn't have the man I am. He freaks off, but I freak on, and on and on and on.
All right, so here we go back to the Steiner math promo.
Maybe an hour before I started thinking about it, they told me I had to do an interview, and I just, it just, I come from a high educated university. So it just made sense. All the numbers made sense. And actually, there's a Harvard professor. I don't know, because, everything you read on Twitter is, 100% true.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So he checked the numbers and said, yeah, they added up. So I'll take that. I'll take that Twitter feed.
Sitting there knowing, all right, we've got this three-way match, and then you together on this.
Yeah. The numbers make sense. They add up.
I hope he had a chalkboard. Like, that's how
I can
I
imagine.
He got a chalkboard.
And at the end, the professor goes, and that, dear students, spells trouble for you.
I believe so.
Right.
I mean, you're the mathematician, not me.
Yeah. So, yeah. But it don't matter. It made sense in my mind. That all the audience figured the rest out.
Did you have any idea after cutting that promo that it would be as memorable as it was?
No, had no idea. And it's actually, I'm appreciative of the fans that still remember it. So, yeah, and it turned out to be people, they still talk about it to this day.
No, that's one of your most memorable promos ever.
Yeah, like I think Wendy's did a commercial on the internet using that. And I think another one, KFC did something like that. So
what? Did Wendy's and KFC use the TNA promo in a commercial?
Probably the ones around the corner from where his Shoney's is.
Yeah. Scott Steiner, man.
Oh yeah, people, it's caught on and it's stuck for all these years.
Was this supposed to be funny?
Well, there's a touch of humor, and I try to do that in all my, but if you see how I was talking, I was still in a straight face, pissed off, is spouting out the numbers.
But that's what makes it so funny.
Right. Oh yeah.
Is that you're so serious about these numbers. What are the 33 1/3?
66 2/3 and 141 2/3 chance.
That's amazing. I love every minute of this, man.
I watched that when that promo happened. We happened to have someone who was a math major in the house with us, and it happened. She's like 2 minutes later. She just goes, "Oh my god, he's right. That's right. That math is perfect."
Flawless. I remember you texted me the next thing we were talking about. You were like, the math was flawless without fear. So another thing came out in this. Scott Steiner invented the 450 splash in 1987. Did you know this?
I believe it.
Especially if he's right next to me.
He did all kinds of crazy stuff back then.
We have proof.
Steiner moving around. As Scott Rex Steiner could be going to the top rope. Going for the Superfly. The 1.5 Superfly. What an amazing feat it is. And he gets him. He gets him. He's got it. We got a 1, 2.
A man who is that large should not be able to do that.
We should pull up the Baplex. What match is that?
Oh, one more time.
Yeah, play that one more time.
Could be going to the top rope. Going for the Superfly. The 1.5 Superfly. What an amazing feat it is. And he gets him. He gets him. He's got it. We got a 1, 2.
I love that he lands on his feet and then just kind of falls on the guy. He talks about that when he talks about it in the interview. He says that the reason he landed on his feet is because he didn't want to hurt the guy, because that would usually mean you don't get asked back to the territory. So he said he landed on his feet on purpose. I don't know if you believe that or not, but I mean,
looked like the same size ring that AEW used at Grand Slam.
Right. So not only did he invent the 450 splash, guys, he also apparently invented the reverse Hurricane Rana.
Yes.
Check this out, the reverse Rana. We know he invented the Hurricane Rana because it was the Frankensteiner. But look at this. This guy has no idea what's about to happen to him.
Right. I was just about to say it was incidental. Right.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like when you do it for real.
Right.
Come here, you.
No assistance. He sandbags him. Still doesn't work.
Oh. Rick Steiner's just looking at him like, what? Rick Steiner's like, what the hell?
Scotty, what you do?
Oh man, so
did you get to the part where he talked crap about Hogan?
Oh no,
that was the best.
Hogan in the interview?
Oh my goodness, he called him
Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Oh boy, he runs Hogan down.
Does he? Okay. Oh, okay. He's an MFer. There's no other way to say it. Okay.
Yeah, no other curse.
We're an hour into the show. I think we can handle it.
Let's fucking do it.
I just want to hear this. All right. Well, we can handle it from Scott Steiner, but
when another wrestler decides he's going to decide who wins is bullshit.
Why do you think he did that?
He's a motherfucker. There's no other way you can say it. He's a piece of shit.
Why do you think that he's a motherfucker?
I bet you Chris Van Vliet wanted to laugh, but he was just like, "Oh shit, it's Scott Steiner." Let me just keep this serious.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever seen? I had to have shown it to you because we started calling it the Baplex. Steiner does a standing fallaway slam moonsault. I've never seen anyone else other than him do it.
From the second rope, Kev?
No, just standing. He's got a person.
Okay, yep, I've seen it.
And he does a super clean one to Ron Simmons. The first one he does is in Japan.
Because it's Ron Simmons.
Yeah. He the first one he lands on his head, but then he immediately jumps up in rage and does it again.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time they're in WCW, he has it down pretty sweet. But I've never seen anybody other than Scott Steiner do this move.
Oh my gosh. You got if you find that, send it to me. We'll play it.
The man was an innovator.
All right, so let's see more about Hogan.
He invented
There's
Spanish.
no other way you can say it. He's a piece of shit. Like we did a nitro in Buffalo, and I knew who I had to wrestle per se, but 10 minutes before the shows go on air, 10 to 8, I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. We had to wait till Hogan got to the building and say, "Clear it." Yeah, you could do what they have written down. So it was like, just shit like that.
So you're still not good with Hogan to this day.
I mean, what am I going to do now? It's like, but I don't forget. I mean, there's a reason why he got booed in California.
Because I threatened the audience. I was like, "You gonna boo him? You gonna face the real man." Hogan came out. Scott Steiner is sitting on the hard cam sign, literally pointing at the crowd. Pointing at the crowd and then making the peak on the peak. And they're like, do it now!
You know, I mean, all this stuff that came out with him, you know, racist comments. Now, you would never found that out if it wasn't recorded behind, you know, closed doors.
Yeah,
So I think a lot of people realize.
Bubba Love Sponge recorded my best friend. Recorded my meal ticket. Bubba Love Sponge. I work at Target now. Probably. Is he still on the radio anywhere?
Yeah, dude. I think he's podcasting.
Oh yeah, of course he is.
Yeah, I saw him just a couple days ago, lined up on video. Saw him a couple days ago. But yeah, he's with Anthony Cumia right now.
Is he really?
He's with
not. Well, you know, they're doing podcasts together.
Oh wow.
Well, probably because Howard
not
fired
regularly,
him, so,
but
you know,
yeah.
Howard fired him years ago, so he probably that's what you do when Howard you know, pisses you off. You go to Anthony.
Right. Yeah, someone will correct me in the chat, but ultimately I did see a.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Bubba the Love Sponge. What's he doing now? Currently, Bubba's Army HQ. Let's see. This army wants you.
Got a better one.
Bubba Army Radio.
I like Scott Steiner a lot, but he's like 4 for 8 in sentence completion. Like he always, he has a hard time really finishing sentences. Like it's like ho. He's like the dog in the movie Up, like Squirrel, like always distracted. Like his mind is constantly moving. I know some people like that.
Well, yeah, I didn't find anything about Bubba with Ant, but he's definitely got his own show. So
okay,
let's
cool.
Let's see what Steiner has to say.
Stuff that came out with him, you know, racist comments. Now, you would never found that out if it wasn't recorded behind, you know, closed doors. So I think a lot of people realize, you know, the perception that WWE or WCW wanted of Hulk Hogan was not really him. You know, the racist comment and, you know, Hogan and Savage, when I was good friends of Savage. So I knew all the stories. He used to tell me all the stuff. And it was just, you know, and then of course the one time.
The unbiased opinion of Macho Man Randy Savage on Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, really.
In jail.
Oh, yeah, stay away from my wife. And let me tell you about Hogan.
Savage.
Hold on. What did he just say here?
So I knew all the stories. And he used to tell me all the stuff. And it was just, you know, and then of course the one time, you know, he tried to put me in jail, you know, so, you know, I was facing serious time. I could have been, you know, in jail for, you know, 15 years.
What?
Yeah, next clip. Chris Van Vliet asked the pertinent question, for what?
Yeah, Kev, am I missing something here? How did Hulk Hogan nearly send Scott Steiner to prison?
I don't know. I haven't heard this, so
okay.
Wow,
Kev, you didn't know about this?
We got to look this up. Scott
Steiner, you can look it up. I'll give
Hulk
you
Hogan,
the Cliff
jail
Notes version. Apparently, Scott Steiner had walked up to, at the time, Hulk Hogan's wife and said, like, so Hogan's inducting, he was inducting somebody. Oh, he was inducting Savage. And the wife was just like, yeah. He was just like, Hogan's a piece of shit. You know, he has nothing to do with Savage and all that. And apparently, like, the wife had called Hogan, and Hogan made a big stink out of it. Like, he's accosting my wife.
Oh, that was during the Savage Hall of Fame.
Yes.
Gotcha. And after that, they were banned from the building for a little while.
Right, but you can look it up, Marv. I mean, he explains it all in detail.
All right, hold on. So, like, I found out the bullshit he was doing in TNA. When I left, I let it be known, and the next time I see him, I slap the shit out of him. And that was the message that he echoed to Hogan. So he told Hogan's wife when he happened to run into her at the airport in San Jose ahead of WrestleMania 31. Steiner was less than thrilled, to say the least, that Hogan was set to induct Randy Savage into the Hall of Fame. I told her he's a piece of shit.
This. Yeah.
For that whole situation. And I was going to slap the shit out of him. Nobody heard me. It was very low key. I didn't raise my voice or anything. I grabbed my bags and left. She called Hogan. He came to the airport. And he called the San Jose Police Department. Said I stopped her. I threatened to kill him. That's a terrorist threat. Wow, really? I believe Steiner on this one.
Yeah.
Steiner ended up receiving a call from San Jose Police, and the news later hit TMZ and many other outlets. He said he was very fortunate that the incident happened at the airport because of the amount of cameras that were around. Steiner said it would have been a very tough case in court had there not been any video evidence to disprove the accusations that were made against him. Wow, so Hogan, like they were able to see, like, that's like a Hogan lie captured in real time.
Yes. I don't know if he was going to be able to do 15 years on that, but so say he.
Yeah. So hold on. Let's see. Oh, Kev got the standing moonsault.
The first one is a Facebook montage. The second one is a random clip, and then the actual match where he does it for the first time is during Wrestle War 92.
We'll play the second one because I've got the I don't have Facebook, so let's see. Whoa! Wow!
And that's not even
his kills himself to save the opponent. Right.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to give myself a DDT. I'm going to let you stop your back.
Oh man. Were there any other good? Hold on. Let's see. Scott Steiner lead, and let's see. Classic math promo. I don't know what this one is. Let's see.
Scott Steiner did all the wrestling moves that you do with your pillow when you're a kid.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what Scott Steiner was.
He's just way too big to actually
to do everything he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
He's so strong.
Hold on.
You can't tell him no. He's just going to pick you up and do it.
While looking for this stuff, I just encountered this power slam that Rick Steiner gives to Steve Austin.
Oh, from Saturday
look at
night.
this. Look at this.
Rick Steiner with big right hands. Turn your power slam.
What?
Are you happy I knew exactly what you're talking about?
Yes. I mean, like he was like so far in the air. Oh man, I can't wait for Scott Steiner's son to go to WWE. I'm so excited for it. Oh, Scott Steiner on AEW. This isn't from that interview, but it's from a different interview, it looks like. So let's see what
we gotta hear this.
Yeah, I want to hear what the Big Bad Booty Daddy has to say about All Elite. Here we go.
Well, it's great for another place for the guys to work. Yeah, competition is always good. Yeah, for the business. So, but there's no doubt that WWE is hot right now. They're going all over the world too. Yeah, and they got the fan interest, so that's what's the most important. The thing is, you just can't have matches. Nobody gives a shit if they're just matches. Yep, with no storyline. You just throwing two guys together. Doesn't work. No, has it ever worked, Bill? No, never. Yeah, no.
He's not going to disagree with you. But yeah,
Sweet
so there you go.
That wonderful man, Bill Apter.
Yeah, from the Big Bad Booty Daddy himself, guys. That's what. Let's see. There was a Rick Steiner promo also that I came across where I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing." Because Rick Steiner promos don't get nearly the amount of attention that Scott Steiner promos get, but they were just as unhinged.
You don't like me? Bite me.
I love it. Here we go.
Gee, being a dog, I like to prey on my opponents. You see, in the dog pound, it's the beat of hard times. When you boys get to Halloween Havoc, I'm going to be Peter, the pumpkin eater, and it's going to be my party. Ricky's not Halloween, it's fall, bro. You know me and Gene, before the hands in the pen, you go, hack, a doodle-doo, mean the dog face to a gremlin. I'm training
What?
What? All right, one more time. We have to see if we
Jesus.
can make sense out of this.
Right. I know closed captioning didn't.
All right, so he says, being a dog, I like to prey on my opponents. In the dog pound, it's the beat of hard times.
God.
I'm gonna be Peter, the pumpkin eater.
When you boys get to Halloween Havoc, I'm gonna be Peter, the pumpkin eater. What does one have to do with the other? That was just two completely different thoughts strung together in one sentence as if they connected.
Yeah. They went to the Thunderbolt Patterson School of Promos, where you say a lot but say nothing at the same time.
And it's gonna be my party.
And it's gonna be my party.
It's not Halloween.
Oh, God.
It's fall brawl.
Ricky, it's not Halloween, it's fall brawl. Wait, was Rick Steiner a month ahead? He said Halloween Havoc. It's because it ain't Halloween Havoc, it's fall brawl. Or he was a month late. Because Halloween Havoc would have been October and and Fall Brawl was November, right? Or no, Fall Brawl was September.
Yeah, September.
Okay, so he was a month. Oh my
Mean
God.
Gene's look says it all.
Yeah, hold on.
Party. Ricky's not Halloween. It's fall brawl. You know Mean Gene. Before the hands in the pen, you go.
He said, Ricky, it's not hollow meat.
It's not hollow meat.
I swear to God, he said, it's not hollow meat. It's fall brawl.
You know,
oh my
Gene,
God. You'd swear these guys were on coke.
He says, so, you know, Gene, before the hens in the pen in the pens can say hot cock-a-doodle-doo.
Before the hands in the pen, you go. Hot cock-a-doodle-doo. In the dog face to a gremlin on training. You know.
Be the dog face gremlin. Hot cock-a-doodle-doo. Yeah, we gotta get that. We gotta isolate that as a clip. Oh my God. For the hens in the pen can say hot cock-a-doodle-doo. Ricky, it's not hollow meat. It's fall brawl.
Jesus.
Oh God. I'm gonna choke to death.
They just may be the greatest tag team ever because you always want to watch them wrestle. You always want to watch them talk. You know what I mean? So,
you know what we got to do for Patreon? We got to do the Steiners versus the Heavenly Bodies one day to just watch the absolute mayhem that is brought on those poor men.
Steiner Brothers versus Nasty Boys, Halloween Havoc 1990. That's the one to watch.
Oh man, it's just
the match that convinced Vince that the Nasty Boys were good, so he hired them.
To beat the Hart Foundation 1 year later. No, just 6 months later. Jesus.
For the pins in the pen. Say hot cock-a-doodle-doo.
My God. He actually said it.
Is there a rooster Haku?
Yeah.
If there is, that's one rooster you don't fuck with.
No, he's still not dead. Nobody carved him up, put him on a plate.
Nope.
Doodle-doo.
Cock-a-doodle-doo. How have we never found that before? Oh my gosh. There's just so much still to be mined from every Steiner minute. It is the story of two brothers, Rick and Scott. I love this. One of Jimmy Hart's best, by the way, is the Steiner line theme. Is that a Jimmy Hart? Is Steiner line Jimmy Hart, or was he in WWE at the time when they would make that?
No, Jimmy Hart would have been.
I don't know. I think that's Jimmy Hart because it has that rockabilly swing to it.
Yeah.
Did he write Man Called Sting also?
Of course, same beat, same backbeat.
Did I ever tell you about the
called Sting?
Did I ever tell you about the one question that I asked Sting the one time that I met him in my life?
We know the question.
Wait, so I asked him one question. I said, "Is it true that you do both this and that?" And follow up, "Are you indeed both big as a bull and quick as a cat?" He like made some kind of comment.
It's better
about
with the
Shockmaster.
puppet, Marv. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's phrased a lot better. You go, do you do this or do you do that?
Are you indeed both big as a bull and quick as a cat? When
Quick
his
as a
friends
cat.
are in need, he needs there to help. He looks fine. He looks cute. I love that song so much. My own
when he in the Grand Theft All-Star Band. Steinerized.
Wait, who?
Simply ravishing, American made. Yeah, this is Jimmy Hart.
Oh, okay. Wait, it's Steinerized?
Yeah, it's Steinerized.
I always thought it was Steiner
Wow.
Line.
I think we
So
all,
did I.
yeah. I think it is Steiner line, but I guess they're saying Steinerized. Who knew?
Somehow worse
I'm not changing it.
than what our headcanon was. Yeah, I'm not changing it either.
Yeah.
It's actually worse if you say Steinerized. They didn't even
Yeah,
use
it
that
is
in
Steinerized.
commentary.
You're right.
Steinerized.
All right, so wait, hold on. Here are the lyrics. Here's the story of two brothers, Rick and Scott. They don't use drugs and they're always on top. Wait, that's the lyric?
Is this a Big Papa Pump promo?
No, that's the song. Here's the
drugs.
story of two brothers, Rick. They don't do drugs and they're always on top, but high the time of their ability. So bow to your knees. I don't think this is correct. Look, they take on all comers no matter what size. There won't be any question when you get Steinerized or Steiner line is what I always said.
It's so much
Steinerized.
more fitting.
All in high school, it was easy to see. Next stop, Michigan University. Examined in wrestling, All-American. Liked it so much, they went back and did it again. They take on all comers, no matter what size. There won't be any question when you get Steiner line. So now the amateurs leave in the cold. All around the world, everybody knows if you think your tag team is better than the others, get your attitude adjustment when you meet the Steiner brothers. They take on all comers no matter what size. There won't be any question when you get Steiner line or Steinerized. Big City, Michigan, Gunna is where they're from. Razor Boy is there. Dream, and now they're number one. Steiner lock, throw your stop, top rope DDT. Whatever they hit you with, they'll get the 1, 2, 3. They take on all comers no matter what the size. There won't be any question when you get Steiner line. So there you go, guys.
That's crazy.
Man called
Jimmy Hart's like Brock.
I just texted it to two people who would have very strong reactions to this, and I was called a GD liar.
What, that it's called Steinerized?
Yeah.
Was one of them Eric? The other Justin?
Yes.
Oh, I can't believe it's Steinerized.
Liar.
All right, so here's the Sting lyrics. He does this, he does that. He's big as a bull and quick as a cat. He looks fine. He looks cool. He's his own man and he's nobody's fool. Don't double cross him or get in his way, because if you do, you're going to have to pay to the man called Sting. Man called Sting. He's a man called Sting. He's not like
Sting
anybody
was
else. If his friends ever need him, he's there to help. And all the kids, they go wild. And all the old people start to act like a child.
Don't you double
Don't you dare cross him or get in his way. Because if you do, you're going to have to pay the man called Sting. All over the world, he's such a smash. You know it's over when he does the Stinger splash. He loves his honey. He loves the Rock, but none important but no one important loves the Scorpion Deathlock. I don't know.
Read that again, Marv.
I don't. He loves his honey. He loves The Rock. I guess it's Ultimate Warrior in NWA. But no one important loves the Scorpion Deathlock. Don't you dare cross him or get in his way, because if you do, you're going to have to pay to the man called Sting. Everybody wonders what he's going to do. A 2-title reign, and he says he ain't through. The little Stingers believe in him. That's all he needs to win the title again. Don't you dare cross him or get in his way, because if you do, you're going to have to pay to, the man called Sting. Man,
Simply ravishing. Ow! You do that one though.
But you know what? Like legit, I'm not even like making a joke here. My favorite WCW theme is hold on, you know what? Let me I'm actually just gonna find it because I could probably play like 10 seconds of it.
This I gotta hear.
The theme that slaps harder than any wrestling theme, in my opinion, is this one. You got to get to the part where it goes. Lex Luger had the greatest babyface theme. Okay.
The Hollywood Blondes theme, double bass and pitch harmonics.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I love the theme
not
so
to
much.
mention that.
I actually discussed it during my Fightful interview last year.
Oh, but one of the greatest ones of all time though is still American Males, American Males, American Males, American Males. Jimmy Hart was had a cold that day. I think he was just like, I don't know, baby. How about just American Males?
Daddy, I got the flu. I need some rest. Well, we need this in 3 hours, Jimmy. Oh, come on.
It's so bad. All right. Let's get to some of your super chats here, folks. Tyler Galasinski for $4.99 says, this is karma for AEW exiling Camille from the TV cameras from her own movie premiere. Yeah, I agree with the two bubbleheads. Monkey Balls for $5 says, I married a mean one, but I really like it. Well, I'm glad for you, Monkey Balls. Regina Sharp for $5 says, Tony says, how did my devious Harley puppet plan fail to rid me of that orange Muppet? It's going to have to be in headlock headlines. BT23 for 5 says, could definitely see Cena winning the title at Mania and then having a match with Punk at a big event in Chicago where Punk wins and then does a story with Seth on the side. I could see that too. I think that I legit think that Cena is going to win number 17. Because I think everybody just kind of wants to forget Ric Flair at this point. BT23 for $2 says, do y'all see AEW putting live pay-per-views on Max for free? No, never. Because
if they
Max
know what's good for them,
no, Max will never give them the amount of money that Peacock gives WWE, which makes running pay-per-views on the platform financially viable. It's never going to happen. So,
I mean,
I don't think pay-per-views are ever going to be on Max, even though they were supposed to. It's the only platform now that doesn't have AEW pay-per-views on it. John Williams $4.99 says Triple H stays awake at night because he never got to bury Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, and now he's entirely too powerful.
Not anymore. Because I am Justin Baldoni.
Oh, could you? That would be the greatest thing ever if Triple H was secretly Justin Baldoni all along. Oh my God!
That's right, that's right, Ryan. It was me all along.
I played the role of insufferable male feminist to a T.
Burn my man bun from Jericho.
John Williams from $4.99 says, oh, people have done the math and it turns out it actually works. He wasn't mumbling. He was actually doing math. Oh my gosh. How did you, we got a 50 and nobody told me. Let me give you Juan Alarcon for $5 says Scott Steiner on a pogo stick. Look it up. He was a gem in TNA. I'm going to look that up in a second, Juan. But hold on, we got a $50 from Pete Piero for $50. This Steiner discussion has been great. Probably my favorite of any of your shows so far. These are the kinds of conversations that I look for, guys. Like that I live for. Like just going over like just things that we find funny, as opposed to like examining, like taking a deep examination of modern wrestling. Like it's so much more fun to go back and find like old, like whacked out Scott Steiner stuff. So thank you very much, Pete Piero. That I very much appreciate that. That is a super awesome, super generous super chat that you gave us there. So I guess I'll have to play the. And they stay there. And they stay there. Amazing. Thank you so much, Pete Piero. Seriously, that's we'll make sure we do more of those. Scott Steiner on a pogo stick. All right, I'm gonna look that up once we get through these super chats. John Williams said, they say that all men are created equal, but you look at me. Yeah. Oh, they say that all men are created equal. You look at me, and then you look at Samoa Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. You fat. Is he the one that he said he's fat about?
Yes. Oh, yes.
The Dudley boys, the Dudley boys were the fat asses. Fat asses. The Dudley boys get them fat asses.
Do you remember?
Listen, the bet that Scott Steiner, I'm willing to bet that Scott Steiner shamed Bubba Ray into looking good during that TNA run.
Because they were always in promos together.
Oh yeah.
Abs and cabs.
Indeed.
All right, gentlemen, I would like to record a couple of match watch alongs this week for Patreon. Like maybe pop out 3, and I want to do the 2 Scott Steiner Triple H matches, and then I want to do some WrestleMania stuff. So you guys let me know when you're free, because the Patreon people were waiting very patiently while I was sick. All right, so John Williams also says an underrated Steiner moment is when Scott Lashley, his 2-year-old son, and when he told that, he just said, no, he's 1.5. That's what's great about me. I don't discriminate against age. I'll beat anyone up. What? Oh, I love him so much. For John Williams 199 says Scott got a point. Everyone talks about how much this man yelled more than his actual moves. And bass player 2011 IFY for $2 says this should be in the Botchamania intro. So, I used to love Botchamania. I really, really loved it. But eventually, what happened to Botchamania is what happens to all wrestling shows or wrestling anything, wrestling adjacent anything on YouTube, is when it gets too popular, indie shows start trying to cash in on it. And then once they're actually involved in the inner workings of it, I don't care anymore. Like
interesting. So Botchamania got involved with an indie or something?
And they started every Botchamania would open with like a promo from some random indie fed promoting their show. And I was like, sold out. I'm done. And then, out. or like their indie shows were starting to book Superhuman. And I was like, no. Once he actually crosses the portal into the actual wrestling world, then all of a sudden I don't like him anymore. The point of Superhuman is that I like watching him hurt himself. Like, it's amazing. Like, have you ever watched Superhuman, Awful?
Yes, I actually just, what was the one I just saw of him? Landing on a cinder block, giving an elbow to a cinder block.
God,
idiotic.
Amazing. He's not idiotic. He's amazing.
Okay.
Wait, that Juggalo kid is called
Superhuman? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Superhuman. Apparently, someone told me years ago that he was doing indie shots, and I was like, well, I'm done. And then when I found out he wasn't doing them anymore, I was so he'll do like indie workers will like hit him with chairs and stuff like that. And I'm like, no.
You stupid indie workers, you ruined it.
Yeah. It's like I loved Pokemon Go until Hillary said Pokemon Go to the polls. And then I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. The second it goes, I'm such a hipster, dude, because the second it goes mainstream, I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I just feel dirty now. Slip and slide of Carnage?
Did they go?
Slip and slide. He did the slip and slide of Carnage.
Who did?
Oh, now we Superhuman.
Oh. Still
I
on
don't know.
court.
I hope we don't get like struck for this, but
we're gonna make
No,
you
I'm
watch
gonna
it apparently. I'm glad I don't see a thing. It's crazy.
This is for the juggalos and juggalettes. Do not run this at home, and I hope you like it.
But what does he have on there?
Wait, hold on a second. Wait, hold
What
on.
does he have on there?
Serious inquiry here. This guy is not special needs?
No, he has to be.
Okay, I just want to be sure.
Yeah, no. Like,
Officially?
if he's not, then he does a really good job of pretending to be.
Here's a hard regret for this.
What the hell? What
Yeah,
is,
it's-
This philosophy degree did him nothing.
what is
I've never loved what's his face, Wheeler Yuta more than in that moment. It really looks like Wheeler Yuta. I'm sorry. But yeah, no, I am a wrestling YouTube hipster. The second you sell out, the second you appear on an indie show, I'm done. I'm done.
I'm going to be doing an ACW show in the next few weeks.
So I'm done with you. If that's the case. All right. So we got to talk about cage match versus cage match. So we had two cage matches over the last week. We had Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay on AEW Revolution, and we had Punk and Rollins on Monday Night Raw. And we kind of have to compare the two because they had two cage matches in two different companies that happened within 24 hours of each other. And of course, everyone was talking about, the differences between them. Kevin, I want to make this reference to you. I don't know if you remember this. Long time ago, I went to go see you at a wrestling show somewhere in Jersey. It was in this big building, and there were two cage matches on the show. And because our friend Justin was in one of them, and you had that cage match, and then right after it, you had Crowbar and that big buff dude, the bodybuilding dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That was how because the first one was just nonsense bleeding and flipping and just complete and utter ridiculousness, and just with no rhyme or reason. And then Crowbar went in there and put on a clinic in that cage match. And that was the perfect way of remembering what these two cage matches were. Because the AEW one was nonsense. They were stabbing each other in the head with screwdrivers and then getting back up.
Getting back up.
They were throwing each other off the cage and then getting back up. It was a go ahead.
The Spanish fly off of the cage for what?
And then it didn't end the match.
And then you do it. It doesn't end the match, and you have to give him a wedgie to do your dumb move. And I don't think that ended the match, right? Because there was one more spot after that.
Well, and then
what ended the match was a. Okay, go ahead.
I was gonna say Punk and Rollins did the superplex where Rollins was standing on the top rope and Punk was sitting on the cage, and that got a bigger pop.
Yep, the MSG was on their feet for it, and LA could not have been bothered for a Spanish fly almost off the top of the cage.
Yeah, there were some notable differences that I saw in the cage match, the two cage matches.
Can AEW wrestlers just for 1 second stop drinking each other's blood? Do you have any idea how dangerous that is? More so than anything else that you're doing.
I'm surprised
Stop
that the pay-per-view
their blood.
Surprised it wasn't sponsored by the American Red Cross. There were some differences that I noticed in the match, and they were tiny, but it's almost like a million little things. One of the things, because I watched both of the cage matches back to back, just about a couple hours before we came to the show. One thing that I noticed is that in the CM Punk versus Rollins match, CM Punk and both Rollins never once looked out to the crowd to ham it up or to hot dog or to showboat. They were laser focused on each other and getting the win.
As they should be. As they should be.
Unlike within the first, check it out, folks, if you don't believe me, within the first 45 seconds of that match between Ospreay and Fletcher, Fletcher performs a move, hams it up to the crowd. Look at me. Look at me. And it only works once because the rest of the match is completely driven by look at me, look at me. I've noticed a couple things. In AEW, the audience doesn't make a sound until the wrestlers make a sound. When they attack the mat, the crowd goes, ooh, and that's it. They are not invested in the match at all.
I don't mind. Go ahead, Kev.
The AEW crowd, they don't like the product. It's performative. They look for they might as well have the yay boo signs showing. It's versus again last night's crowd. That crowd, the show started off normal it's like he booked Triple H booked like a hometown heroes high school super show. Like you give them a really big match that teases the next local area match, and then everything else just happens. How many run-ins did we have last night? Like it was clean, organized chaos, and then you had that banger cage match. Versus the AEW side where it was just like a bunch of just shit happening, and then we're gonna bleed. Like, can anybody? What was the actual Hollywood finish? Because I don't understand it. They said the end and put a light on her.
Yeah, and faded to black.
What does it have to do with Hollywood? What does that have to do with the Hollywood? Because if that's the kind of finish you're going for, if you've ever seen an old classic noir Hollywood movie, if it doesn't end in some kind of ridiculous tragedy, it should have come down to some kind of some absurd stunt. We got to be honest, some absurd stunt, where Mariah May did herself in, like she went to go do something and Tony botched it, and then they fell off the stage, and then she got counted out or something. But they just what was it? The shitty table spot after doing a power bomb off of the stage. It's not a Hollywood ending. The dumb cage match, right? Ospreay's hurt now too, right?
Is he? I hadn't heard that.
I think
apparently you landed on his hip.
Yeah. Well, if you go back, first of all, it wasn't even a good-looking Spanish fly.
No,
it was like someone who doesn't know how to do a Spanish fly doing it for the first time. They land super awkward, and it got crickets. It didn't. It didn't remember the first.
Did it get crickets? Because I couldn't hear it when
it did not get a pop.
Nothing. It got nothing. Like them standing on the cage fighting made more noise. They do it, they land, and then it's just kind of like, okay, you did one more crazy thing in a match of 400 crazy things.
Yeah. It was amazing because there's a difference between the crowd sitting on their hands and the crowd buzzing. And that was another big contrast that I saw from Monday to AEW Sunday. On Monday's cage match, the crowd was buzzing. And a lot of people would like to think that the crowd was quiet. They were sitting on their hands. No. The crowd was quiet on Sunday because after every big move that Ospreay and Fletcher performed, immediately went dead because they were waiting for the ending, which seemed to almost never come. And when because I really did study this nonsense, when Ospreay got when he bled, I swear to God, the camera went in for a close-up shot like, oh my God, Will Ospreay's bleeding, and you can literally audibly hear the LA crowd go, another bloody match. Yeah, it's a groan. It's an audible groan, and then they faded out.
They literally had just done that Tony Storm nonsense,
Right.
And that's what it was. It was nonsense.
Nonsense.
It was, you know, they took a pile driver on the steel steps and was up again 2 seconds later. I mean, I think Tony Storm is the drizzling shits.
She knows it now.
I don't care. I don't care that she does a promo where that might have been good 6 months ago. I don't care anymore. You know, like the gimmick is old now, and now you just put on a garbage mud show wrestling match.
Again.
I no longer care.
Again.
Oh, hold on.
Right.
Hold on. Hit the brakes. We got $50 from Regina Sharp. I bet these guys are taking so many painkillers so they can get a hit off each other's blood by now. That might be
Hi, everybody.
That was an excellent use of $50. Oh my God, Regina Sharp, thank you so very, very much. That was very generous of you. Let's see. I know what Regina Sharp likes to see, so I'm gonna.
Hey, we can't all make declarations of hatred at the same time. Okay, if you want to be a winner, just follow these 3 rules. I'm already a winner. Nobody tells Flint on Glum Gold what to do. You're fired. I defeated Scrooge McDuck. We were on the same team.
There we go. But yeah, you might as well. You might just get a contact high from the blood. The blood drinking though is just it's so dumb. And they
dude, I called it on.
It's edgelord crap.
Called it on Saturday right before it happened. I was just like, watch Kyle Fletcher do something outrageous like lick the cage, and within mere seconds, he licked the cage of Ospreay's blood. All you have to do really to understand every single AEW match is to think of a great wrestling match and then think of the complete opposite and show every sort of desperate move that can be done in order to try to get the crowd rallied into the match, because they don't know anything about storytelling. They know nothing about like letting things breathe. That was the other big decided difference between the cage match on Monday and Sunday. They didn't let a goddamn thing breathe in the Fletcher Ospreay match, whereas Punk and Rollins, they let things go. They gave it time.
Sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead, because what I'm going to say is going to take us down a different path. So go ahead.
All right. So I did a Terry Taylor seminar, and he had us just do a very super basic match, and he was calling it. So like you had to, do what he told you to do. So one thing he said to do was, okay, put on a headlock, lock it in there, bring him down to the mat. Babyface is going to be in the headlock, and you're going to sell it. He told us to hold it for 3.5 minutes, legit. Just work the headlock, babyface down. And what he said was, as wrestlers are too afraid of silence. And when you work something, people start to anticipate. Like if you work it long enough, people want the babyface to respond. You're just psychologically driven to want to see the good guy win. So once you keep working and you make them wait for it, and you make them wait for it, and you make them wait for it, you start to get up. When you start to get up, people will rise to their feet with you. The AEW guys, they have no concept of knowing how to let things breathe. Which is why they hit a move and they go and ham it up to the crowd because they think that they're stalling. They think they're letting it breathe. They're just begging. They're just begging for attention instead of letting the people say, "Hey, I'm cool with this." They jam it all in. They don't give you time to even register what happened.
Right.
They go up to do dumb Spanish Fly, which in it to itself, it should have been a finish. There is no situation on this planet where that shouldn't have been a finish. They do the Spanish Fly. Ospreay is immediately back up to his feet. He does his that dumb forearm to the back of the head thing, which should also be a finish. And then he immediately pulls Kyle Fletcher up, gives him a wedgie, and does the dumb driver.
Right, where he lands on his shoulder blades, Kev.
Yeah.
Every other time he's laying on his head, you already know.
Yep. So 3 massive moves, all within the span of not even a minute and 30 seconds. And you wonder why the crowd goes mild. It's not, like, the shit isn't hard. It's just not hard.
Neither one of them got a standing O after the match. And they were both milking for it. They were both asking for it, but they never got it because the match was garbage.
Yep. And when you ask for it, you're not going to get it. I've never seen a match with Eddie Guerrero, or Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio never asked for it from the crowd. They just did what they had to do.
Well, so I'm going to say one thing though. I liked the Punk and Rollins match up until it became a finisher spam fest. And when they're kicking out of 8 bajillion finishers, I was just like, all right, guys, you lost me. I'm
sorry, Marv. I didn't see it that way. I just finished watching the match, and I can understand where you're coming from, but they were placed properly within the context of the match. After they hit their move, they got the 1-2 count, and they let that shit breathe for 45 seconds so that you could understand what was going to be happening next. Like I said before, WWE is great at pantomiming so much so that the people in the nosebleeds understand what's going on. And that's all it was. It was hit the big finisher, 1-2, kick out. Oh my God, 45-second rest spot.
And then Roman getting jealous because Punk is hugging his wise man.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. My toy.
So it looks like we're gonna get the 3-way that we all thought we were gonna get. I'm a little disappointed because somebody said something to me the other day, and I heard it, and I was like, "Oh, that's the match I think I want." And it was Seth and Becky against Punk and AJ.
And you'd be the only one liking that match.
That would rule. I'm sorry, that would rule.
Talk about an opener.
Really cool. Well, no, it made sense because Punk kept bringing up Becky in promos.
Yeah, but that's only online, bro. That's not that wasn't happening in the real world.
No, like I'm not gonna complain about getting a Roman Punk Seth Rollins 3-way because it's gonna be an excellent match. So yeah, it's gonna be good. But so here's a question: is there a finisher today that is still like protected? Like, and now, like, because in my opinion, the biggest protected finishers of all time are the Stone Cold Stunner, the Pedigree, and the Torture Rack. Because once like the Torture Rack was always, it's Lex would try to get you. The struggle was to get into it. The second you got in the rack, the match was over.
Oh, Torture Rack.
No one. I don't remember anyone ever getting out of the Torture Rack.
No, they had to be freed from it. No one ever freed themselves.
Yeah, that's a protected finisher, man. That's what I miss. I miss the tomb. Playing Pixel says the Tombstone was protected. I mean, that's why when Kane kicked out of the Tombstone at WrestleMania and he kicked out of like 3, like it was like the most incredible thing ever that they were kicking out of the Tombstone.
Yeah.
The Stunner, if Austin hit the Stunner, that was it. If he didn't pin you, it was because somebody broke it up or he was too injured to like crawl over. That's why when The Rock would kick it at WrestleMania, it was a big deal. But we're at a point now where like people are just kicking left and right every finisher. So you said 2. Are there two? Are there 2 finishers that are protected today?
End of Days.
Which one is the End of Days?
That's Corbin's move. Only one person kicked End of Days. And on the RKO, no one really kicks out of the RKO. You have to be like super duper level.
And it's got to be like a main event or WrestleMania or something like that. Look, I get on my soapbox about the finisher kicking all the time. I feel like it loses something in terms of the excitement that you're trying to build in the match, because we're at a point now where they hit the finisher and I'm like, no, it's only the first time they've hit the finisher, so it's clearly not going to be, I just feel like every wrestler today like grew up playing No Mercy and stacking their finishers and just hitting 5 finishers, and they learned how to put a match together from that. It's we see Cody do it all the time. We see Roman do it. We see it happens in both WWE and in AEW. It's a little bit better in WWE because they could tell a better story. But I don't know, man.
Yeah,
I just don't.
This is one of those modern changes where it doesn't really, I mean,
the leg drop, Hogan's leg drop was protected for a very, very long time. until well, because once he became Hollywood Hogan, he didn't really use it anymore. And remember, he hits Goldberg with it, and Goldberg kicks out, and like nobody even clocks that it happened.
Yeah, and he drops 2.
Yeah, and they're trying to like put it over on commentary, but like the crowd doesn't even react to it because he hadn't finished anybody with that in years.
Well, you know what? He didn't do the big boot. I think that's what confused everybody. There was no big
Hollywood
boot.
Hogan.
It was
when he was Hollywood Hogan. He never did the big boot anyway. He never did the big boot leg.
He just slammed him and dropped the leg.
He didn't even drop the leg. He used to just win because he would like hit somebody with like a spray paint can or something.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He finally dropped the leg, but it's people didn't understand what's happening because the leg has always been followed up with the boot.
Yeah,
or rather, the leg, the boot preceded the leg. Did anyone
kick the leg? Did anyone kick the leg? Or Rock did. Rock did at 18. But I don't remember anyone like back in the day ever kicking out of the leg drop.
Did Brock? Did
Warrior?
Warrior didn't kick the leg drop. No, Hogan missed the leg drop. Hogan goes for the leg drop. Warrior moves. Warrior moves, hits the ropes, gives Hogan the splash while he's still like jarred from missing the leg drop, and that was the 1, 2, 3. And Hogan kicked out at 3.5. So
Brock Lesnar's F5 is protected.
No, Brock used to hit like 10 of them.
Move.
Didn't Brock used to hit like 10 of them in a match? Like,
yeah, but you weren't kicking.
On who?
You weren't kicking.
Yeah.
He was just
by the third one, you weren't doing a fourth one. Yeah.
And that was only really
Tony Khan's got 2 great finishers.
What are the Tony Khan's finishers?
He's got the catering call and the non-disclosure agreement.
The catering call
shut you up right away. Put you right out of your misery. All the time.
Alan Thomas said Sid kicked it at Mania 8. Okay, I do remember that. You're right. I don't know. It's one of those modern changes that I just really don't like. I liked it.
Sid kicked it a couple years ago.
The drama used to be about hitting. It used to be about hitting the finisher and getting out of the finisher. And like Austin gives you the kick and he goes for the stunner, but you counter it. And like that was like the drama of it. Now it's like, okay, well, it's just the first stunner, so it's not going to work.
Really, I don't think KO only really gets one stunner. No one's kicked his stunner.
Okay.
It depends on. Really depends on where you are on the card, and who they're wrestling. And again, if you understand the storytelling element of it, generally, again, I think we talked about it before. Baby faces have moves, something explosive, something dynamic that they can hit at any point in time. And typically, heels used to have submissions so they could create the drama. It was the extended setup, and then the baby face is in agony, and the baby face somehow manages to escape it. Babies had moves because they would be suffering the entire time, and then maybe boom, they do something explosive and they went out of nowhere. But once you kind of change, it's the result of the 50-50 mentality, where no one can look bad. Like it's so like we've got to be deadlocked, and everything's got to be Rocky, Apollo, or Goku, Vegeta, where you've got to be you've got to be equals, and it's one of those like, well, if everybody's 50-50, no one's over. Like no one's getting over. Sometimes you got to be 60-40. Sometimes you need to be 70-30.
No one is.
Yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, well, all right. So our thoughts on that are pretty well done. One cage match was good. One cage match was bad. All right. Well, now it's time for my favorite segment of the week. Little segment we like to call That's Dave for you. Well, all right. Dave Meltzer has been making a complete and total ass of himself this week, as should be no surprise to anybody. So according to Dave Meltzer, there was reportedly backstage heat on Travis Scott for the blow that left Cody Rhodes with a broken eardrum and a black eye. As you can imagine, that got all kinds of heat backstage with people noting that Scott shouldn't have been out there or put in a position in the first place. The one story is that Scott was told to make it look good, but it was too good. That's what we said when we were just saying this is probably what happened.
This is a week
that's
later.
All he's doing.
Right.
He has spouted out so much bullshit surrounding this segment because he is in complete damage control mode over the fact that he 100% did not know what was happening and has been just just trying to maintain credibility. But we also saw, as per PW Insider said, it is confirmed that Cody Rhodes has a black eye and a bruise after what happened in Elimination Chamber. However, he does not have the other injuries, such as the ruptured eardrum that's been talked about. That's a gimmick. Dave Meltzer has lied yet again. So there you go, guys. Dave Meltzer, noted liar.
I know for a fact.
Yeah. Oh, I know it for a fact. I've been doing this for 50 years. Yeah. What's your question?
Collision, and he's watching this nonsense go down right in front of his eyes, and then he sees John Cena turn heel. Do you think he learned about it as John Cena was turning heel, or did he learn after blowing, AEW's privates for 2 hours? Think he learned afterward?
I'm sure Brian was frantically texting him during it. So reactions from within the WWE to The Rock's return segment on SmackDown. Oh, well, I know one person there who said they thought he really diminished Cody. One person there told me in one segment he turned more than the Big Show did his entire career. And of course, Kevin Apollo just goes, "You should be embarrassed." And playing that Weezy Jefferson, which we can't play the audio of on this show, but you could. She says a word and then says please after it. I mean, what utter nonsense, right?
I forgot I did that.
Like nincompoop, please.
Absolute utter nonsense. Things that never happened for 800. Speaking of things that never happened, according to Dave Meltzer, there was a confrontation that took place a few months ago before the Jade Cargill injury involving Jade Cargill and Shayna Baszler. It's been confirmed by a half a dozen people that it happened, but nobody went into details past Cargill and rubbed people in the Raw locker room the wrong way, and Baszler was wanting to fight her until management found out and calmed the situation down.
Oh, yeah.
This did not happen. I guarantee you this did not happen. The time frame was apparently when they were doing Baszler and Stark versus Belair and Cargill matches. It wasn't said what in particular happened, other than it wasn't just one thing, and the belief is that some of this stemmed from inside the ring in those matches and some didn't. One woman star said they believe the tension with the SmackDown side was worse than the Raw side. Just utter bullcrap. It's complete utter bullcrap. He's just throwing things at the wall.
Yeah, and if you look at the time, this is during a time where cachet had obviously fallen some more, and WWE, I believe, was about to this was right after the Cena heel turn, if I'm correct. So they had to drum up some sort of anti-WWE rhetoric in order to make it look like there are bad things happening behind the scenes. Meanwhile, you won't hear a peep about what's going on behind AEW, despite everybody saying this is what's going on back in AEW. Kendrick Lamar is back there. He's not really. Of course, I'm lying, being sarcastic, but yeah, I mean, come on now. This is Dave Meltzer will always Dave Meltzer, and Shayna Baszler would have Jade Cargill for lunch.
Kendrick Lamar has been seen in the audience. Dave, that's Leslie Jones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right. So somebody here said Meltzer putting in overtime. I'm sure the Bruno MSG sellout number has him fuming. And Beard said, "You called it. No matter how many times WWE says it. And Bruno was my friend, my very dear friend. He did not sell out MSG 188 times. The story lists every San Martino match at MSG. There are 60 verified sellouts, which is still more than any wrestler in history. Like, shut up, dude. Like, why do you have a hard-on for this?
He wants to be accurate. He wants to be correct. He doesn't want to be the first one.
He wants it more that they're wrong.
Yeah.
Rather than being accurate. You're wrong, I'm right. You know what I'm glad we missed? His reacting to how his fans voted on his stupid end of the year awards. He had a
did he react to that?
He had a conniption over the fact that Will Ospreay did not win Wrestler of the Year.
Really?
In 50 years from now, when people are reviewing the history of this, they're going to turn around and say Will Ospreay was robbed.
See, no. I told you he does not write for today's audience. He's writing for the 6-year-old in 20 years who's going to watch his magazine and be like, you know what? AEW was great. There was this great thing called New Japan Pro Wrestling. There was this guy named Okada and Will Ospreay. God, they were gods among men.
Well, so that's not even the end of it. So here's a little clip of Dave Meltzer. Now look, guys, I know I complained about Punk and Seth kicking out of too many finishers, but when Dave Meltzer does it, it's hypocrisy. So let's listen. Let's hear his tie-dye shirt. He looks like one of those faces that you find carved on an island somewhere in Polynesia out of stone.
The angle at the end was fantastic, but you do that match where you're kicking out of these finishers, like, probably what, eight finishers kicked out, probably total.
Well, I can tell you right now, we had
I'm sorry, Dave. Are you saying that's a negative? You're probably going to give Ospreay and Fletcher 9 stars.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Actually, I do want to say one thing this.
Here comes Stick Stickly. Oh, simmer down.
It was a really good match, and my favorite part of this match is Punk hits an elbow off the top. He hits a second elbow off the top. The fans chant one more time, and so he hits a third one, and Seth kicks out. So then Punk climbs up to the top of the cage.
I can't stand this smarmy little cocksucker.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, it just came out.
And I thought, you're too old to do this, dude. And then Seth starts climbing up to the top of the cage. And I'm like, oh my God, what are these two guys going to do? They're up there on the top.
Well, I kind of figured it would be a superplex because that's the Hogan boss.
But here's the thing. Here's what was clever about it. They end up fighting up there. And then Seth kind of ends up climbing down. And he ends up standing on the top rope. And he grabs Punk. And so Punk is kind of draped on the top of the cage. But really, Seth is only standing on the top rope. So essentially, he just gave him a top rope superplex,
right?
Which we see regularly, not regularly, but you see it every now and then when they go all the way to the very top.
You see it in every car, every pay-per-view card. You probably see one.
Well, sure, yeah.
Please, just for 1 second.
What?
Dave says, you see that? You see. Fucking play it. Go ahead.
I don't have the clip. That's
no,
Phil's thing.
Oh.
All right.
But I was going to say, like, Dave Meltzer, again, he can't confuse sense. What's even funnier is that we get made fun of because of our age, our respective ages, but there's nobody on this panel that is actively trying to dye their fucking hair, okay? And trying to look like he's still 30 years old, no fucking beard, and soy sauce colored hair. This guy's amazing. Some of you trolls, some of you marks that try to say that I'm 50 years old, he's an old guy to retire. What's this guy doing? And doing, except give you false information, $14.99, you suckers. Go on.
All right, let's see what else Brian has to say, looking smug as always.
Yeah. But the point is, I mean,
Scrub.
this place went fucking nuts. Like, they saw this as a suplex off the top of the cage. The announcers called it suplex off the top of the cage. And I was like, that was not off the top of the cage. That was a suplex. But the point is, they did something very, very safe. But like the illusion caused the fans to lose their shit, thinking they just saw a guy get superplexed off the top of the cage.
It's pro wrestling, you dummy. That's what it is.
Well, you saying he said it was
he's the
impressive.
worst.
He was saying in fairness, he was saying that was impressive. But yes, gosh, he's so. I can't stand the two of them. I mean, look, I like Brian more than I like Dave because
yes, Brian is more
Brian occasionally has a will actually
yes,
be
together.
He can make a salient point.
Sorry. So in further Dave Meltzer news, oh wait, no, that's not Dave Meltzer. That is that is Pedro Pascal cuddling with Oscar Isaac. Sorry, how'd that get in there?
Gay.
Sorry, let me find the actual thing. By the way, did you see on here? The top comment is Mr. H. Nate going, what is it with modern day men being the biggest effing fannies you've ever seen? I love that, man. Oh, but catch me on the HCast Thursday. I'll be on there with Nate and Culture and all them. Fannies.
Fannies means something different there than it means here.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, I'm trying to find the next Meltzer thing. I've got them all like my favorite Meltzer thing of the week is this one. So the plan was for John Cena's heel turn alongside The Rock to be saved for WrestleMania main event. However, the decision was made on the day of Elimination Chamber to do it there instead. Replied by Brian Gewirtz, 0 for 2. Brian Gewirtz loves to take the piss out of Dave Meltzer. I mean, he makes it very easy for him.
Yes,
but my God,
I just don't understand why these dirt sheet people refuse to acknowledge that the next year's WrestleMania has already had the majority of its storylines penciled in before the current year WrestleMania is done. And anything that involves The Rock or part-timers is generally worked out months in advance. And only a catastrophe will require a last-minute change. This was not fly-by-night. Rock didn't appear like someone cracked open Jafar's lamp and said, did someone wish for me to be WWE champion? It's just, what? Stop it.
I'm just picturing The Rock with Cody going, how many times do we have to kill you, boy? Wait, so if The Rock, does that make Gewirtz Iago?
Yes, 100%.
Hey, Rock! I wrote you a new script. It's got 5 jokes about gay sex and poop in it. Oh my goodness. So Dave Meltzer goes, so you didn't read it as I figured. No more time, but quickly. In 2023, Gewirtz said the story about Dwayne being in, again with the Dwayne.
You don't know him.
The story about Dwayne being in talks to do the Inglewood Mania was made up. Later, Dwayne did multiple interviews saying they were very close and it almost happened. And then Gewirtz responded, no, I said your reasoning for him not doing Mania, not having enough time to get in ring shape, was wrong. And it 100% was. And that is 100% what Meltzer said. So it is just, I have never seen, like, I weathermen are more accurate than Dave Meltzer at this point. Like that.
Cleo was more accurate than Dave Meltzer at this point.
Call me now.
Call me now. Come in now for your free WWE backstage reading. Oh, they're all angry at Travis Scott back there, boyo.
So I have a quick story. So
hold on. We got to cook on this for a minute. The crystal ball is telling me that Jade Cargill got into a fight with Shayna Baszler.
You started Scottish.
Call me now.
Yeah, because it's not actually Miss Cleo. It's actually Glomgold in disguise.
Right.
It's always you, and it always will be. Go ahead, Kev.
So, during my Charles in Charge days when I was a Manny, would just, didn't sleep. So Miss Cleo commercials were super hot at the time. And there was a Miss Cleo commercial where the lady calls and goes, "My boyfriend isn't into me anymore, and I don't know what to do. I think he's cheating on me." And she goes, "Girl, he be gay." So it turned into friend Jess and I would just yelling at each other all the time. And one of the kids that we were babysit for was a little 2-year-old. She didn't know what we were talking. So all of a sudden she started yelling "EB Day." EB Day!
Oh, no.
EB Day! And we didn't know what she was doing. And then one day just hit. She was going
You realized that she was saying EB gay?
Yes, EB gay was EB Day.
Oh my God.
Yes, I was a Manny Charles in Charge style.
Oh my gosh. I'm trying
And
to find the
only
clip
Charles
now.
and Charles style.
Yes, only Charles in Charge style.
Oh man. I'm trying to see now if I can find "He Be Gay" on. I'll have to look it up another time. Miss Cleo's greatest hits. Call me now for your free WWE backstage reading. Oh my gosh. I think that's our.
She didn't know. Remember that Austin promo?
Can you just picture Austin calling up Miss Cleo? Oh my gosh. Anyway, guys, that's Dave for you. Miserable prick that he is.
Marv, when we get toasty like this and we start getting on a roll, there are some times where I'm like, I wish we would have had a production meeting or two. We could have really mined some comedy out of some of the things we said tonight.
Well, you know what? You got to write certain things. Awful. I need you to write down a note. Dave Meltzer as Miss Cleo for Headlock Headlines.
Yeah.
Because that needs to happen. I gotta
man.
make a little turban. I gotta make a little turban for the puppet and everything.
Call me now.
$14.99 a minute. All right. Oh, here's something that I wanted to go through. So Camille has apparently said something on her Instagram. What? You still at?
No, I was just reading Erica M's.
Oh, what did you say? When did Awful become your secretary? Erica, you don't know what goes on behind the scenes.
I'm his mistress.
Oh my goodness. All right, so let's hear what Camille had to say. I've never heard her talk before. I was not expecting the voice of Froggy from the Little Rascals to come out of her mouth. The hell just happened?
There's a reason for that. Oh, we got no sound, I think.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not hearing a thing.
StreamYard.
No, I know what I gotta do. I gotta actually stop the share and then reshare it, I think, because I'm learning. It's like, you know how like when you have a car that's like kind of busted up, you like learn the ins and outs of like how to start it and everything like that. All right, so here we go. Tell me if you can hear it now.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
I woke up this morning.
And my voice sounded like this. What happened to me?
Like Harvey Firestein.
or Mark Malkin, would you say this is the gayest wrestling of all time?
Why,
also,
yes,
Gal
actually, I
Gadot
would.
is also Gal Gadot is problematic.
On my last pack of Virginia Slims.
And I'm seeing lots of things about, oh my gosh, how could this actress say that, wrestling is fake? Well, what in the world's going on? Blah, blah, blah. And I looked, and it was my girlfriend Damaris, and I was thinking,
your girlfriend, huh? Nice.
Uh-huh.
Why would she say something like that? She has so. I did press with her. I was on the film with her. She has so much respect.
Is she just in like this? Like, is she just like in like a flowery glen with these birds chirping about around her?
Yeah.
Respect for wrestling, and so I looked into it and I watched the video. Guys, that's not what she meant. I did press with her.
Nice.
Oh God.
She's living life
Nice.
like a Snow
Way
White.
to go.
Little push-ups and the birds are landing on her back, cheering her on.
Oh God, listen,
They're gonna gift her
listen,
with
how
a
you-
championship belt. It'll float down to her waist.
how you are with birds, or how you are with bears, that's me with birds. I can't friggin' stand birds. Poop all over the place. They fly into you and they float into. I've got stories, but it's for another day.
Yeah, you better have stories. You better have a justification hatred of nature.
Camille with her West Virginia diner waitress voice. It's been there since high school. Got the cigarettes burned down to the filter, just ash hanging, calling you sweetie.
Oh my God. Yep. You need me to top off your coffee,
Sunny side of
Sweeney?
scrambled. Yeah.
Order flapjacks.
Questions that were asked was like, what's your biggest takeaway from this film? And something that she really reinforced was that she learned from Mildred's story and from a lot of the wrestlers that she got to talk to is that they already know they're going to win.
Right.
She's not talking about who's going to win. If you notice, she doesn't say
what.
Y'all already know who.
Oh, this is a reach, Camille. Good Lord.
Tony, don't send her. Don't bring her back.
Listen, even then,
All right, he already wasn't going
doesn't
to.
matter.
Yeah.
It's not what you meant to say. It's what you said.
She's in a flipping movie. She's in a flipping movie, and he didn't bring her back. He's never bringing her back.
Who's going to win? She said, y'all already know you're going to win. What she meant by that is we are determined. We know that we're winners. We know that we're going to make.
Unless, of course, you're wrestling Mercedes Moné, in which you know going into it you're going to lose.
Make it no matter what. We have in our mind predetermined that we are going to win, that we're going to get where we want to go, do what we want to do, what dream we set. That's what she meant, guys.
Does she really think that we're supposed to take this nonsense to heart and to think she's telling the truth?
How dumb do you think people are? You're just giving the AEW fans giving them the thing they want to hear so that they can have their talking point to defend AEW.
She's defending her friend. She's just not doing a convincing job of it.
Ugh.
And if you watch other interviews that she did, she makes
what awful.
She'd be better off defending her friend by not saying anything like this.
it much more clear. It's unfortunate, and it's unfortunate it came out the way it did in the situation it came out in. But she only had a few seconds to get across something that was really meaningful for her, like something that she's a deep thinker, guys. Someone that's such a deep thinker, do you really?
Yeah, she really struck me as a deep thinker.
Yeah,
watched her say that. My God,
think that their biggest takeaway is, "Oh, you wrestlers taught me that this is predetermined. Thanks for that." Guys, what we're showing right now is that the wrestling community is actually really mean and nasty and loves to attack, which I don't disagree with.
All right, can you not do your videos next to your friggin' wind chimes?
Nature
they
girl
sound
Camille.
lovely. They sound lovely, Camille, but maybe move inside. Make sure you're putting locks on your trash cans too.
This is the hill that you want to die
of the
on.
doubt.
This is what she wants to defend. I mean, come on now.
It's the only way she's getting any attention this week. Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Let's go and ask her, you guys. Let's get the words from her mouth when she has more than 5 seconds to say what she's trying to say. Again, unfortunate is the way it came out. That's not what she meant, guys. Attack me if you want. I don't care.
That's what we've been doing for the last 10 minutes.
Literally, do not care. But don't attack my friend. She's no fool.
Wait a second.
She's a deep thinker, and she.
Why can I attack her? Why can't I attack her, but I can attack you? Can I do both?
She's falling on. Yeah, she's doing the Piccolo, jumping in front of Gohan.
Jeez.
The business, a great amount. So I just wanted to put this out there. I'm not.
Yeah, she's defending Hollywood.
In the movie, I'm not gonna. I don't care, whatever. But I am defending Damaris because it's BS and stuff that I'm seeing in the people that are attacking her. Guys, she was trying to put over wrestlers as determined and hard workers, and that.
No, she didn't. She didn't say anything like that. She'd been better off saying that these guys are hard workers. They're really dedicated athletes. Blah 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 blue blue blue. But she didn't do any of that nonsense. I wish she would go back to chopping wood after she's done this little video.
Elizabeth, this is why you do production meetings.
Yeah, really. Damn. Is she a dullard too? No wonder that they're just fucking her over left and right. Seriously.
Damn, Lisa. I just looked at the chat real quick. I'm like, damn, Lisa.
Oh, what'd she say?
I can't even put it up on the screen. Just scroll up a bit.
Let me look for it. I'll read it.
Scrolling.
Don't you dare read it aloud.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that. Okay.
He says, "Lady, get her." No, I'm done.
All right, guys. So what Lisa said was, "Lady, get her." Your mouth. I'm sorry. Did something happen? Okay, so.
Do you say clip?
Can we? Yeah, I played a clip because we got to get the clip out.
There you go. Yeah, right.
Can we talk for a second about the feel good video of the week, which is Lex Luger getting told he's going in the Hall of Fame by Cody Rhodes? Okay, I had legitimate tears in my eye. Like I have never. I don't think I could play it, but I feel so happy for Lex Luger, and I know there are lots of people that are to say that Lex Luger is a piece of crap still, but I don't know, man. I
Chris Cruz being one of them.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking about was Chris Cruz. Let me see if I can find that quote actually. Chris Cruz, Lex Luger. Let's see. Former announcer Chris Cruz blasts Lex Luger. All right. They don't actually have the quote there. Thank you very much. They're just reposting Cornette's video on it. Thank you.
What's Chris Cruz mad about?
I guess Lex Luger was mean to him. Yeah, I guess Lex said something to him one time and I called him an idiot because he messed something up when he was ring announcing.
6 years ago.
And I'm like, come on, dude. Like, I'm pretty sure that when you get paralyzed, it kind of changes your perspective on the world. Can I just say, if DDP makes Lex Luger walk again and Lex Luger can walk out to accept his Hall of Fame, DDP officially gets sainthood, right? Like he just gets a free pass into heaven at that point. Like nothing that like he just gets a free pass from then on, because to heal, to fix Jake, to fix Jericho, to Jericho had a broken back. He fixed Scott Hall, like Foley. I think he's the only reason Foley can still walk. I mean, and to make Lex Luger, to make the lame walk again. Like if Diamond Dallas Page can do that, then I'm sorry, he's a miracle worker.
For the fourth time.
For the fourth time, what?
Because he's gotten paralyzed people to walk again previously.
Not true. This is just the biggest named one.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, his most famous one is that guy Arthur, who was the paratrooper that like was basically on crutches, and he got him completely. Oh, and Butterbean, yeah, that's Brad Becker just brought it up in chat. Is Butterbean?
When does DDP whip out the money changers? When does that happen for DDP?
But by the way,
sainthood.
DDP has got to probably induct him, I think, at this point, right? Because I don't think you can get Sting. I don't think Tony is going to go for it. And Sting has signed
contract though.
No, he's got AEW. He signed AEW's first ever Legends deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh Lord!
And we learned this week that Ric Flair is still under contract, because besides DDP, the only other two that I thought should have done it were either Sting or Flair. I mean, they definitely should be Sting. Sting is the number one person that should do it. Though I didn't realize that they were friends again. I thought that when Sting Jesused up, he started calling all his friends' wives to tell them about all the things that they were doing, including Luger's wife. Yeah.
I mean, awkward Monday.
Yeah.
How was your weekend, bud?
Have you called home lately?
No, but you did.
Yeah. Oh man. No, I get it. Luger had an attitude problem, but I mean, everyone can be redeemed. If Jake Roberts can be redeemed, man, and I think Jake is still clean. I mean, it's amazing what DDP has done. So the you know what? I think I'm going to start doing DDP yoga, and I'm going to report back to you guys on what it's like. Because I've done it in the past, and it I've always felt really good while doing it. So I think I'm going to try it again. And I think it's going to be a part of my fitness regimen going forward, because there's, it's just, it's clearly works with things. So yeah, Diamond Dallas Page gets into heaven no matter what. All right, let's take a look at some more super chats that you guys have sent in. John Williams for 499 says for Corey, the only people who won't forget me is my ex-wives and their attorneys. Woo! Virginia Sharp says humor on a wrestling show. How gauche. John Williams for 499 says, isn't her gimmick that she thinks she's from black and white era of film? Talking about Tony Storm. So why does she say words such as a vulgar word for a woman's chest?
Yeah.
Question. Monkey balls for $2.
She's supposed to be Joan Crawford, and Joan Crawford cursed like a drunken sailor.
Yeah. Monkey balls for $2 says, hepatitis B, delicious. Kev, remember when Bob Orton bled into the Undertaker's mouth?
Yep. I love that.
Hey, Mark, just wanted to let you know, I've got hepatitis. You got what?
You got what?
I'm convinced that the Undertaker just sat there and stared himself down in the mirror until the hepatitis got so mad that it fled his system.
You ain't getting me. So get out.
You gonna get out. Andre Adams 199, Power 199 says, I slept through the Ospreay and Moxley match as well. The Moxley match was the worst thing I've ever seen. So
oh my god, what hot garbage was that? And that awful finish. What an awful finish.
I don't even with Christian getting pinned?
Yeah.
They completely blew that Christian thing that they had going for so long. Wow.
What was the point? The match itself was boring as hell.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
I thought that was supposed to be in a cage.
No. Could you imagine if they put them in a cage right after they just had Ospreay and Fletcher in the cage? That would have been terrible. Plenty in pixel art checking in for $5. His most protected finisher ever is clearly the super kick. Yeah, clearly. Colin Taylor for $20 says Dave Meltzer also reports that water is wet. I've heard him report that as well. Yeah. Liger J81 for $2 says Monet says that bitch Stephanie stole my belts gimmick. I'm supposed to be the one that wins and has belts.
That was a great match.
Andre Adams for $4.99 says if puberty was a created character, Alvarez put all his points into estrogen.
Oh.
For $1.99, Andre Adams says Camille sounds like she smoked 2 fireplaces a day. Fireplaces, I like that. Virginia Sharp for $5 says honestly she is close with her for sure. They were really chummy on the PWI interview they did. It was almost Arrivo and Grande levels. Oh, you're telling me that they were sitting there awkwardly rubbing each other's hands? Ugh. John Williams for $1.99 says LOL cope Cam. Monkey Balls for $5 says all right, who put the K96 voice filter over this video? Can I just say that the Kane voice box was like it was the absolute cherry on top of the gimmick that was Kane.
If I lose, I will set myself on fire.
If I do not win the WWF title. I love that. Virginia Shaw for $5 said Triple H goes, hey Sean, make sure to add a bonus for that actress lady we paid off. She somehow made AEW go insane in just 5 seconds. Virginia Shaw for $10 says, I just try to avoid all Luger discussions, but I'm glad he's doing better. And I pray he'll be able to walk out on that stage. And DDP is a fracking miracle worker. He is. John Williams for $1.99 says DDP on a redemption tour since stalking Taker's wife. Yeah, it's all just been to make up for stalking Sarah, the Undertaker's ex-wife. Oh man. John Williams also for $4.99 says heard the Bob was tested, but the type he had wouldn't show up on the type he used. Oh, that okay. Yeah, that Bob Orton. I like my version better where the Undertaker stares down the hepatitis until it runs away. This ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. Pretty sure Piper did that with cancer once.
Yes, he totally won cancer of his body.
Oh no, I'm not. I didn't job to Hogan. I'm not jobbing to you.
Come here. I'm putting my belly in a sleeper. Go to sleep, cancer.
Oh man. All right, guys. You got anything else for this week? Because I'm about all tapped out on things, I think.
I'm gonna go watch Daredevil. Be one of the only people to do
I am
it.
too. Apparently. Yeah, 7.5 million people watched last week for those 2 episodes. That is not good. That's way worse than we have an article about it on That Park Place right now. But yeah, it's so people asking where is Dis? Dis had to go take care of some family stuff this week, but he'll be back next week. John Williams at 499 also says no, they tested him, but nothing shows up. But Bob told Taker after. Okay, pretty sure it's just because he just stared it down until it left his body. So,
let's go back watch Undertaker feverishly blow that blood trail away from his mouth.
Yeah. You got what?
Meanwhile, in AEW.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's gonna be it for tonight. Big thank you to our friend AEW Neckbeard out there in the chat for being out there in the chat with you guys, running his own show out there. We could not do this without him. And make sure you're following him on X. Awful Wrestling. Tell the fine folks where they can find more about you and everything that you're up to.
Check me out. Excuse me, at the local retirement home or on x.com, AEW FUL Wrestling on Twitter, and hope to see you guys every Tuesday here at 8 on Tooney Talk Wrestling.
And of course, by the way, while
shirt.
Alpha's giving his the first time I see one of those either on TV at a wrestling show or just out in the wild somewhere, I will like smile to myself and be like, yeah.
I'm trying to get one out. Trying to get one out to Kevin Apollo as quickly as possible, seeing he's the only one that shows up on camera.
All right, Kevin Apollo, tell the fine folks at home. Tell the fine folks at home where they can find you.
You can find me on the X at War Dog Apollo. I'm at 1917, creeping up in the world. Give me the 2K, guys. Come on, give me the 2K by Easter.
Get him up there.
Other than that, I think we'll be on the pro show tomorrow night talking about some Daredevil and whatever he digs up, and then we're back here on Thursday, and then I'll probably try to sneak in and watch some wrestling with you. Other than that, I'm floating around. Just say my name enough and I'll appear.
It's like Beetlejuice, folks.
Not that other.
He's just
guy
like Beetlejuice. Yeah, no, he's definitely like Beetlejuice, and as we all know about Beetlejuice, he appears every time you say 3 times Beetlejuice. Oh, whoa, almost. That was a close one.
Hey-o.
That's one
of
my favorite.
An entire Beetlejuice episode.
They really?
Yeah,
one of
they
my
got the
favorite
guy who
jokes
did the voice of the cartoon to come back for it.
One of my favorite jokes in Ted 2 is when Ted is like, I'm going to do it, Johnny. I think we got to do the Beetlejuice plan. What plan is that? You say Beetlejuice 3 times fast. Are you kidding me? You're playing with fire there. You don't want that guy up here running around causing mischief. By the way, if I can give the single greatest recommendation to you guys, if you're looking for something funny to watch, the Ted series on Peacock. It is the greatest 7 episodes that you could possibly spend your time on. It is, it is so good. It is so funny. I can't say enough good things about Ted. But anyway, guys, make sure you check out Tooneytown TV. We've had new videos this week over the last 2 days, and the YouTube algorithm has punished me for being sick because the videos are not doing so great. But we've got Tooney Talk TV coming at you guys this Thursday night. So make sure you're checking that out with myself, with Kev, with Trish, and all of your cartoon friends over there on Tooneytown TV. And we'll see you then. On Thursday, I will also be on, I believe I'm going to be pulling a long day on Thursday. I will most likely be on That Park Place Morning Magic. I will be on the Pro Show for Thursday because my new friend, Tyler Dean McDowell, will be on, and he's amazing. He wrote a country music song about Disney called What Walt Would Say, and it's so good. I interviewed him from the site. We had just a fantastic conversation, so you're definitely going to want to hear what that guy say. And then I will be on the HCast directly after that. So make sure that you're checking that out, and of course Tooney Talk TV as well that night. And of course, make sure you are checking out That Park Place for all the news that should be fun. All right, guys, that does it for this week. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Thank you to everyone who chatted, everyone who super chatted, everyone who just came in and watched. From all of us here on the Tooneytown channels, I'm Marvin the Movie Monster. Now, Perry the Platypus, feel the wrath of my thank you-inator.
Thank you, you piece of trash.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, I suppose you want me to say thank you. Well, you know what? Saying thank you is like jobbing.
Thank you. I got a little message. thank you. Ooh, yeah.
Oh, thank you! Oh, thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you! Thank you!
Thanks for what? Hi-ho from all of us here at Tooney Town. Thank you.
And viewers like you. Thank you.